All right, today's special guest, former UFC fighter, former convict, all-around badass, Ian Heinisch.
How's it going, Ken?
Thanks for coming here, brother.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Yeah.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
I've heard your story on a few platforms, and I'm like, holy shit, this guy's lived a full life.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still going, too.
One of the things that I took from your story and listening to it, I'm like, this guy will try anything. He has no filter. Like, no buffer to say, like, maybe I'll get in trouble. You just seem to like, that sounds like a good idea. Let's do it.
Yeah. Just, especially in my younger years, man, I just go for it, you know?
Yeah.
If we were jumping off cliffs, I was always the guy to jump first.
Yep. That's what it seems like. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Denver, Colorado. Well, I'm born in Denver, grew up in a place called Parker, just like 30 minutes southeast of Denver.
And what was your childhood like? Were you always a good athlete?
Yeah.
Relative to other kids?
Yeah, definitely. I did gymnastics, soccer, football, all those things. And then around the age of 13, or I think it was 11, I found wrestling.
Gymnastics to me is like the most underrated sport for kids.
Oh, yeah, it's so good, bro. Like, if you want to have your kid to get coordination and strength, put them in gymnastics, especially when they're really young.
For sure.
For sure, yeah.
And then wrestling, of course, there is, my youngest guy does wrestling. That is, as a parent, to me, that's the hardest sport in the world to watch.
Yeah.
Because there's only one way to get better at jiu-jitsu, wrestling, any combat sport, and that's to get beat up.
It really
and it
is
very, very difficult to watch an 8-9-year-old little boy get fucking bundled by another kid and like, put in, I don't know what it's called, when they like cradle him and pin him like in 2 seconds. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Because he's little, I'm like, buddy, they all cry when they lose. And I'm like, buddy, there's 100 matches going on. There's a winner and loser in every one. We have to be comfortable learning these lessons because no one comes here and just dominates everyone. It just doesn't happen.
Correct. My first year of wrestling, I lost every single tournament.
Yep.
And then the second year, it was summer. Everyone kind of like takes a break in summer, and I told my dad I'm all in, and he put me in like summer camp after. Like I spent my whole summer in wrestling camps. Came back the next year and won state.
Yeah, that's the thing though, that you had the thing that no one can teach, and that's a desire to want to be great. And that's what I try and tell the kids. Like, I can't make you go to more practices. You have to want to practice more than I want you to go.
Yeah. And it's good for a kid to get mad, I think, when they lose. It shows they have that competitive spirit. You have to have that, like, that thing inside you that pisses you off. Like, losing pisses you off.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'll do whatever to not lose again. And that's a good thing. You can't really teach that type of competitiveness.
And were your parents married throughout your childhood?
No, they got divorced. At that time, they were married, and they got divorced, like, towards the end of my high school. Yeah, I had a great childhood, I would say. It's not like most kids where you grow up in the ghetto, especially with like the life that I lived. But I just had this like crazy energy, bro. Like it was just nuts. And, doctors diagnosed it with ADD, ADHD, gave me a fat script of Adderall. And, I just started going down, smoking weed, drinking. And at a very young age, like my parents partied a lot. They had a lot of parties. And so, I dabbled and just coming from that generational, like long line of addiction, like it seems like everybody on my dad's side struggles with addiction in one way, shape or form. It's a different for everyone. But, I was just going hard, bro. Like anything you could give me, like especially at that young of age, like sniffing coke, popping X, doing Xanax.
How old were you when you tried coke for the first time?
Probably like 15 or 16.
All right. I think when I was 16, someone had coke and showed it to me, like a literally like a line of coke and rolled up in a napkin. I was like, holy shit. To me, it was like heroin. I was like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
And then in college, I couldn't get enough.
Yeah, it's crazy to think, like, especially I look at a 15-year-old, I was like...
Especially a kid with ADHD, now he's going to take coke.
Oh, dude, I had the worst come-downs off that stuff. Like, I couldn't do it without alcohol or Xanax.
For years, I would be like later in my addiction, if people wanted to do coke, if we didn't have Xanax, I wouldn't even try it. I'd be like, no, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to be suicidal. And I can't.
Yeah.
I always was like, I don't know if jealous is the right word, but always like, I guess a little envious of people that could do coke all night, go home, go to sleep, and you see them like the next evening and they'd be like, good to go. And I'd be like, dude, are you ready to kill yourself? I'm the most depressed I've ever been in my life. I have to sleep in for like 30 minutes. because I could fall asleep but not stay asleep. It was horrible. I used to call it the big lie. It sounds so good. Let's do it. 10 minutes after I did the first one, I'd be like, oh shit, this is going downhill. But it's going downhill in a hurry because the next one isn't as good and they just get progressively worse until the point where I'm like, I'm just prolonging the agony.
I know. What a nasty drug.
The worst.
It seriously is, dude. Like that was the first time I experienced that too. I was in Colombia trafficking, and the guy I'm with, we're like sniffing lines and like we have as much as we want because there's a buck a gram down there. We got kilos and I'm doing like line after line, and he's like falls asleep, and I'm looking at him like, bro, how are you sleeping right now? And like I had aguardiente, I could have went to the pharmacy and stuff, but dude, I was like, that is like, those Colombians are different, bro. They can just do a little and go to sleep. It's just normal.
Well, now I'm dying to hear how you end up in Colombia. All right, so you're going through high school, but you're playing sports, but you're also like partying like drug guy. Yeah,
so I'm crushing it in wrestling, man. Just, you know, when I came into high school, I should have been a state champ my freshman year. I beat the 3-timer at regionals, just embarrassed him. And his brother was a 4-timer. And then I went to state, faced him again in the finals, and it was kind of like an intimidation thing he had on me. His brother was going to Air Force. He was a 4-timer. He was a 3-timer. And I choked at state, but took second. And then my sophomore year took second at Ironman. No one's ever done that in Colorado. I think one other guy has now. And, you know, I think it was my junior year, started to just get heavier and heavier into it. And I fell asleep on driving on the way home, getting ready for a wrestling tournament the next day, like 2 bottles of Southern Comfort in, probably some Coke. Fell asleep at the wheel, was seeing double, drove off the road, missed a tree and a sign by inches. And that was like one of the first times like God had like saved my life. Woke up in my Mustang. It was a little bit of snow out. Wheels were spinning. My foot was still on the gas. Got out of the car and just ran home.
And this was the day before the tournament?
Yeah.
And so did you make it to the tournament?
I did. My wrestling coach rolled up. I had mud all over my jeans. Didn't know if I was going to make weight. I guess my parents were trying to wake me up like all morning, like an hour. They called my wrestling coach. He drove down. I guess he walked in, was like, Ian. I was like, yes, sir. Hopped right up. And the bad part was I went out there and won the tournament.
So you won the states in your junior year?
Yeah, okay. I pinned my way through state. This was a different tournament. It was a big tournament. It wasn't state, but I won that tournament that I was hammered. Yeah. And so like then it gave me this cocky attitude. Oh, I can party and still beat these guys. But yeah, I pinned my way through state sophomore year, pinned my way through state junior year, and then got expelled my senior year.
Why'd you get expelled?
So after the car accident, I was just getting progressively worse and worse. And my parents actually sent me off to a place called Turnaround Ranch. It was like a rehab. They had transporters snatch me up in the middle of the night, tie me up.
That's one of those controversial, like hardcore, like Paris Hilton joints where they like beat you into submission.
Yeah.
They must have been like, dude, we got our hands full. This kid's a fucking nut.
Yeah. I mean, I respected them. They respected me. It was actually, I didn't see anything wrong. Like, I'm still actually friends with some of those guys because they put you in a circle of rocks. They take your shoes off. You got to write like an autobiography for however, it's got to be like 18, or if you're 16, it's got to be 16-page autobiography. If you try to run, they say, go for it. Try to run. Cactus, snakes, and we'll just chase you down with horses and hog tie you. And you sleep on a board with no pillow, and then like after a week in the circle of rocks, you're like cooking rice. I mean, it's a detox type thing, and it's like,
wait a minute, you're in a circle of rocks.
There's this,
and where are you sleeping? Inside the circle, out in the desert?
No, you come in the cabin at night, and they just give you this like board that folds open with bolts, and you just sleep on that board with a sleeping bag, no pillow.
Okay.
And then
and what, do you have clothes?
Yeah. You got some clothes.
But no shoes.
No shoes.
All right. So then in the morning they put you back in the circle of rocks.
Yeah. And you just sit there all day. For
fucking like, Indian like style, or do you have a chair?
I mean, no chair. You're just in the dirt, just like walking around. You're trying to write your autobiography.
Do you have a table or something?
You got a little like tent with shade. No, you just have a notepad like that.
Yeah.
So you're just trying to get this thing done, and then you graduate, and then you get to sleep on a bunk bed, and then...
Wait a minute, after how many days is this?
I think it's 5 days to a week.
And at any point, are you like crying? I mean, people must cry. I mean, maybe you didn't.
No, I was chilling. It was interesting. I was just like in a fog, bro, because of how much I've been partying, and so it was just like...
But you weren't on any like super addicted. You weren't on opioids or anything yet.
Not yet.
Okay. So you weren't you weren't in physical withdrawals.
No, I mean, from the alcohol a little bit. I was drinking every day, so sweating and, shaking a little bit.
You never contemplated making a run for it?
No.
When you say a circle of rocks, how high is the rocks?
Dude, the rocks are like this big. They're just like, if you leave this circle of rocks.
Oh, that's just like a marker.
We'll like basically just like tie you up and drag you back. Yeah, it's just a marker. But
it's not like a barrier.
No, you're 100 miles from the next town.
Okay.
And you're surrounded by mountains. You're in the middle of a valley.
Okay.
So like if you try to go running, there's cactuses everywhere.
And you got no shoes on.
You got no shoes on, bro. and they're on horseback and they're gonna get you.
And they're nuts.
Yeah, they're nuts. Like they're like cowboys.
And they're intimidating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially the first guy. And then you move to the next house up, and then they give you a horse. They give you a job. You got to take care of the horse. You got to work on cars. I mean, it was a good experience, man.
How long were you there?
3 months.
And what were the other kids like there?
All different walks of life. Like there was heroin. There was like meth. There was kids that were just addicted to their computer. Like that were just like super weirdo, like nerds that like tweaked out if you took their iPad or their computer. I guess they really have iPads back then, but it was all walks of life, man. It was like people with depression, anger issues. Like it was everything.
Scraps? Was it like a prison?
No, it was just like, there was a couple scraps for sure. Like, but it wasn't like a prison. It was just some young kids. Like it cost us some money. My mom's was a personal assistant and her boss actually paid for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they knew I was bad. So I came back from there and, it helped for a little while. Like it really gave me a new perspective, but it didn't there was no change in here. Like I wasn't, like they were pushing us to go to church and stuff, but I wasn't ready to change in here.
I gotcha.
So I jumped back in with my old buddies and just started partying again. The final straw at school was, it was just like I smelled like weed. I got into big trouble because they searched my dad's truck, who was a roofer, and my dad owned a roofing company, just two guys, him and his partner, and they found a knife in there, like a big like Boeing knife. But I'm like, dude, he's a roofing truck, and we fought it to the end, and they hit me with like a big charge on that.
Why did you take the truck to school or something?
Yeah.
Oh, so it was on school grounds. They were like, you brought a weapon to school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they kind of had a vendetta on me, so it was like they weren't gonna drop it.
Yeah,
but it was stupid.
So they kicked you out of school?
No, not because of that. But then it was like, my wrestling coach was the athletic director, and just my senior year, I walked in class, smelled like weed, like I just had smoked. And finally, they brought me in. They're like, Ian, you smell like weed. They're like, you're a habitual offender.
And they just say, here's a drug test. We're going to see in 2 seconds if you're smoking weed. These drug tests that they have are so accurate on the screws. It'll tell in 1 second in a piss test.
Yeah. I would have failed anyway.
Right. So okay.
I was smoking weed, so I couldn't really deny it. But
your parents were kind of partying too a little bit, but was there no one in your life that was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? You could be an All-American wrestler. You could be going to a Division I school wrestling at Iowa. Like, what are you doing? You want to be fucking cool to your friends, or you want to be cool to the whole world?
Yeah. My coach, Tim Ottman.
But he couldn't reel it in.
He couldn't reel it in. And it was real. It was honestly that the part that hurt the most when I was, he brought me in his office. He goes, Ian, I've pulled so many strings for you, bro. He goes, you just don't help me. He's like, you're expelled.
Look, I wear a lot of gear. Most of it I don't talk about. Roca, however, I will talk about. And here's why. I don't put anything on my face that can't keep up with me. On a run, out in the sun all day, if it slips, if it fogs, if I have to think about it, it's gone. Roca doesn't slip. They build performance eyewear, ultralight titanium frames, lenses that are sharp, polarized, dialed in. And the no-slip grip locks in hotter the more you sweat. That's not a lifestyle brand pretending to be performance. That's the real thing. And I've got several. This is my running pair. These I wear all the time. And at night, I'm in their wind down glasses. Off screens, actually wind down, actually sleep. My good friend Andrew Huberman designed these with Roca, so you know they're good. I also wear prescription glasses like the ones you see me wearing now. And Roca can do that for you too. These are premium and give you incredible value at the same time. If you're looking for a pair of cheap sunglasses that you can scratch up and don't care if you leave them behind, Roca is definitely not for you. However, if you care about performance, what you put on your face, and quality, premium products, Roka's the perfect pair. That's my test for anything. Do I actually reach for it? I reach for these. Roka's whole thing is unlocking human potential, equipping the people who refuse to settle for good enough. That's the other side of hard. That's this whole show. So if you want eyewear that performs as hard as you do, go to Roka.com and use code RIDEOUT for 20% off. Again, that's code RIDEOUT for 20% off at Roka.com. Roka, get after it. Boom. These stories are heartbreaking because don't you feel like even you now, if you knew a kid like this, you could be like, dude, do you understand how much better your life could be?
Yeah.
You're partying a little bit now, but if you go and win the Olympics, you can be partying for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And be the man without all the substance. Like you can get all the things and feelings you want, you can get through your accomplishments.
I know. That's why I have a heart for, I feel like God puts you through these trials and these life situations. And now, like, if I see a kid in that situation, I have like a compassion for him. And I like to go out of my way to, and the thing is, I've noticed with kids like that, I never tell them what to do, because if you told me what to do, I would do the opposite. I would just say, this is where this path leads and this is where this path leads. And I promise you, I've tried both and you're on this path. So just let you know. And maybe sometimes it gets through their head. But yeah, so I got expelled. I just partied all year. It was just because we had like a pool, so we were having chicks over, and just like it was kind of nuts. And then I started dating this younger girl, 16, valedictorian, like super good girl, parents loaded. And I was like, I want to go to senior nationals. It's like the Super Bowl of your wrestling career. You got to be a state champ to even qualify to go to senior nationals. And I told my dad, he laughed in my face. I told him, because I hadn't been training. Oh. All these guys are training like consistently at school. And I'm out here partying, lollygagging around. So everybody I told, even like my old coaches, they laughed at me. And this chick, she goes, I believe in you. I'll pay for everything. And she's like, we'll go out there and do it. So she flew us out to Virginia Beach. We hop in the hotel. Kind of a ghetto hotel. It was like kind of crazy. I was 18, she's 16. And we get in this hotel room, and right away they pound on the door. And this dude opens. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? He goes, oh man, I just got that Coke next door if you need some. And I'm like, bro, no. Like, I slammed the door.
Who the hell is it?
Just, dude, I'm telling you, it was ghetto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, okay. And she was young. I'm trying to think. It was like either I was 17, she was 16, or she was 17 and I was 18. So like we were young. We were, and we just went on our own. And it just shows it was kind of a ghetto hotel. We're Virginia Beach. Okay. It was spring break. Yeah. So I'm getting ready to weigh in for the tournament the next day, and I'm sitting in there. She falls asleep all early, and I'm like, let me have a couple beers. I'm drinking beers. I hear next door. And of course, my mind starts going. So I was like, I'm just going to go over there, get 1 gram, blah, blah, blah. So I go over there. I'm just sniffing this gram. Like, man, you dumbass. You got to wrestle tomorrow. You got to make weight. So I like finish. I'm just chugging beers to try to go pass out. Wake up the next morning. So mad at myself, bro. It's just like, it just shows like, I was like, I cannot get away from this. And, I just remember doing sprints. I had no warm-up partner. I was like, I'm just gonna, like, I made weight somehow, and I was like, I'm just gonna mentally go through this. I won my first 3 matches, and I went against the guy who won the whole thing, lost by 1 point, and I had to wrestle 8 matches back, and I got 4th. And everybody in front of me was already signed to D1. So I had a line full of recruiters. I got offered a full ride scholarship to Boston University. Oh my God. I mean, dude, when it was crazy. I'd be like trying to copy off these nerd chicks, and they would open the classroom door and come in. I had a handwritten letter from Yale and Cornell to come wrestle for them.
Oh, Cornell would have been a good one. They got a great team.
Yeah. And like, so I was getting all these letters. All the nerd girls were jealous and mad at me because I was just pissing it away. Yeah. So of course they looked into it and they're like, oh, you got expelled, bro. You're not going to D1. You're going to JUCO. Yeah. You know? And so then I went out and I went out to Northern Idaho on a recruiting trip, day 1 with my 2 best buddies, bro. And one person would drink. When you're done drinking, you go to sleep. When you're done sleeping, you drive. And we just rotated like that. And we showed up, bro, and first day picked up 4 charges.
For what?
We were drunk walking down the street. He wrote me, a bike cop rolled up to me. Yeah. let me see your ID. He goes, oh, you're drinking underage. I ripped the ticket up, threw it in his face, walked away. Then he wrote me a littering ticket. Then I ran. Then he wrote me evading arrest. Then I spit on the cop car. He wrote me disturbing the peace. So I picked up 4 charges. My buddy had just met a girl. She co-signed to get me out. Don't worry, he's going to college here, blah, blah, blah. Bailed me out the next morning. And yeah, I ended up going to the college for a little while, but it was another opportunity to pay for my books, my apartment, my school, and gave me a little money in a bank account. And I just blew through it all. I wrestled, I partied, but I didn't go to school.
So they kicked you out of school?
I just left. That was when my parents got divorced. So my parents got divorced. It was 2008, 2009. They had like 3 rentals in Denver. They sold them all to put this big new addition on their house, took out a loan for it. And then the housing market crisis hit and they decided to divorce, and they tried to sell their house and they couldn't even sell it as much as the loan was worth. So they lost everything.
Damn.
The bank took the house.
Shit.
Yeah. So my parents went back to zero.
Yeah. And so where were you during that time? You went back to Denver to help them?
Yes. Well, I was in northern Idaho and I was just like hearing all this stuff go down. This dickhead neighbor we didn't like shot our dogs.
What?
Yeah, dude. Our dogs ran on us because our dogs, they were like, one was an Alaskan Malamute. So like he was like part wolf, you know? So he would kill deer. So he was chasing deer on a property and this dude just shot it. And so like I was flipping out about that, and it was just like
isn't that like, it's got to be illegal to shoot someone's dog, right? Maybe if he's on your land. What the hell? You can just fucking kill someone's dog? If someone killed one of my dogs, to my wife, it'd be like they killed one of our kids.
I know. That's how it was.
So what happened?
Well, luckily my dad was out, and I was gonna go kill him. And then
I believe it. People are crazy for dogs.
Yeah. And you know, by the time I got back, people talk sense to me like, dude, it's not worth going to jail for life over a dog, you know. And so we all kind of it was just a dark time. My sister was, you know, in shambles. She was still like a sophomore or something in high school. Yeah.
Oh, so she's young.
Yeah, she was 4 years younger than me. And
what was she doing? Same things you were doing?
No, she's straight edge. I mean, she's got a super high paying job, married an oil engineer or petroleum engineer, and she basically went the opposite way.
Oh, I thought you said she was struggling.
No, just struggling with the divorce.
Oh, I got you.
It was just tough time in the family. Dogs get killed, divorce, you know, lose the house, lose everything.
And you got
they're renting. Everybody's struggling with money. Yeah. So I came back and I was just like, man, school ain't for me. What a joke. Like, I don't even know why I tried that. And then, you know, I had the cops showing up to the house. Like, we still had the house till it was foreclosed on.
Yeah.
Cops are showing up and running up trees and stuff. I had all these petty warrants. And I'm just like, dude, I had like minor in possession, all this stupid stuff. But I was like, no way am I doing probation. And I'm not going back to jail because I did 10 days because I had like throughout my high school career, I had like a DUI, I had all these things, and they would put me on probation and I wouldn't comply. So finally I just went to the judge and I just won national tournament, brought my trophy. And I said, how much time can I do just to get this to go away? And she said 10 days. So I did 10 days.
Do that all day. 10 days
I know.
How much probation?
Like 2 years.
Get out of here, 10 days.
Yeah. So I knew I wasn't going to comply. So a girl that I dated in high school, she said, hey, I moved out to Vancouver, Canada. If I'll fly you out, it'd come be my prom date. And I was like, well, I ain't got nothing going on, so let's check it out. So I flew to Seattle. She picked me up, drove me across the border. And I just fell in love with Canada. Vancouver was beautiful, bro. We're in Kitsilano.
One of the best places on earth.
It really is.
It's gorgeous. You drive up to Whistler, you're looking at orcas in the San Juan Islands. It's like crazy.
It's nuts.
It's gorgeous.
So I said, I basically said, I'm going to stay here. This is what I want to do. So I started getting some odd end roofing jobs. I made this funny resume with like wrestling accomplishments, like fluffed it up, and I put it on a Craigslist. And this dude texted me, said, hey, meet us downtown in this high rise, like dress nice. So I show up, and have you ever seen the movie The Boiling Room?
Boiler Room, yeah, of course.
The Boiler Room, yeah.
I was a banker for 25 years.
Yeah.
Not that kind of banker, but.
Yeah, so it was like the... What's the main actor?
Ben Affleck.
It was like the Ben Affleck scene.
Yeah. When he slides the keys, he's like, you see, the money won't make you happy. You see the smile on my face.
Yeah, exactly. So, dude, it was nuts, bro. He's like, we're going to sell like hell and like all this stuff. You're all hired. I'm going to make you filthy rich. And I was just like, dude, this is awesome.
Hold on. What does he want to sell?
So we're selling fixed rate contracts for natural gas, door to door. So we're basically locking people in at a premium, but we're saying in 5 years, you know, you're going to save money.
Yeah.
It's peace of mind.
Assuming that gas prices don't go down.
Yeah, exactly. But you show them like long-term charts and you're like, gas never goes down long-term.
Yeah, right.
So
stupid scam.
So it was nuts, bro.
It gave you a good lesson in being a salesperson.
Oh, dude, it was some of the most invaluable skills that I had.
But what about the fact that you don't have a fucking work visa to be in Canada? You're just like,
pay me under the table.
Okay.
Yeah, it was all cash.
And they were totally fine. But I mean, don't you have a certain time limit? You have to be out of the country?
Didn't care.
Okay, but there is a time limit.
There is.
And you were just
it's like 6 months or something.
Okay.
I think the first time, so dude, the best sales training I've ever had, like I'm literally like, I fly up to like top 10 in this company out of like 80 people within the first 2 months. Like I'm loving it.
And
like,
how much money are you making?
I'm making $2,000 to $4,000 a week.
Okay.
So like 19 years old, I was doing good, but I can drink legally, so I'm spending it like crazy. Didn't work out with the original girl that I went there with. I met these Guatemalans who actually, I found out they were like oligarchy, like I didn't realize what they were, but I just thought there were some cool cats, like super jacked, like they love fitness. I actually got one of the guys to work for the gas company. And the other guy was going to college in Vancouver. You know, it didn't work out with the girl, so I moved in with these guys, and I knew the one brother was up to something. Like, he was always, like, meeting these guys, talking in Spanish. Like, it just seemed like obviously they were connected to the cartel. Okay. And so I just start partying with these guys. I'm starting to make good money. I knock on this chick's door. 4 girls open the door, and they're like, oh, he's cute. And they like pull me in. And
right, this is on a sales call.
Yeah. Dude, we had crazy stuff happen to us on those. We would go to like, I mean, it was really cool. Like we would go to some of the nicest houses, like 10 million minimum house. And my boss would be like, ask them what's one lesson they could tell you to like becoming successful. Like it was just...
I gotcha.
Yeah, it was just cool, man. Like it was like you were just learning how to talk to people. Yeah. You know, like you would get a no and you'd celebrate it because you know if you get 6 no's, your average was you were gonna get a sale. So like
they had you totally like brainwashed.
Oh, but it was a beautiful brainwashing.
Yeah. All right, so go ahead. So the girls say come in.
The girl's crying in the corner. She just broke up with her boyfriend. I sign up all the people in there. I'm drinking Bloody Marys with them. I'm dancing with this girl. I'm like, oh, cheer up. It's all good. And then her friend's like, hey, you have to drive her home because she's too drunk to drive. And I was like, we're supposed to have this after work meeting every day. And I was like, I don't know if I can. And like, you have to. I was like, all right, fine. So I go to my boss and I give her the 7 contracts. And I was like, I gotta go. I was like, just check me in. She's like, get back here. And then I drive this chick home to her house. We're drinking wine because she sells wine for a living. And
how old is she?
She's 37.
And you're
19.
These stories are fucking crazy. All right, go ahead.
And so I hear pounding on her door, and it was weird because she lived in this like duplex thing. So her front door was a sliding glass door. So she goes over there. It's her ex-husband. He's screaming, cursing her out. Then he sees me and just starts flipping out. I walk up to the door. I'm like, you want me to come out there, bro? And he's like, yeah. Let's go. And so I just slide the door open. Boom! I just pop him in his mouth. He falls down. I jump full mount on him, and I'm just choking and like giving him slaps. I'm like, you gonna go home, bro? You gonna go home? Her 2 kids are sleeping. Their 2 kids are sleeping inside.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, dude, just go home, bro. I don't want no problems with you. And dude, he grabs me in the nuts and like twists, dude. Yeah. And I just snapped. I just lifted him up, held him over the 2-story balcony. And he's like this, and the girl goes, no. So I just turn and I hip toss him across. He rolls, and I grab him by his collar and his leg pan and walk him to the staircase and just roll him down like a big flight of stairs. And so he gets up like all messed up and gets in his truck and drives away. I move in with this chick 10 days later.
Oh my God, you're not thinking he's gonna come back and shoot you?
It's Canada, bro.
Oh, that's true. It is Canada.
Yeah, it's a different, I mean... It wouldn't matter for like my mindset back then. I was like, I was a savage back then, bro.
And you were just wrestling. You had no like. Had you done any boxing at this point, or you were just all wrestling strength?
All wrestling.
Okay.
Yeah, this is pure wrestling strength.
All right.
A few classes of boxing, but nothing serious.
Okay.
And then, so everything's going good. I'm playing stepdad. I'm renting out the room next to her. That's what she told the kids. You know, it was an interesting situation. She's actually really cool. We're still friends to this day.
Okay.
But it was probably 6 months. I bought a car. I'm making good money. I'm starting to actually like she's kind of keeping me more on track. Like I'm not going out partying now and like doing stupid stuff, missing half a week of work because I'm all hungover. And then I hear that pounding on the door at like 7 a.m. And so I'm like, oh, he's back for round 2. Let's go. I jump out of bed in my underwear, just throw the curtains open. And it's 3 immigration police. So he had found out that I was working illegally. I actually, like you said, after 6 months, you had to go home. So I flew home to see my family, and I'm just loaded, bro. Like for me, I was loaded. Like I was making like 10, 12 grand a month. You know what I'm saying? And Canadian money was like 30% higher than USD back then. So I was just like throwing money around, saying what up to my friends. I was shooting steroids like crazy. I was like 240, just yoked out. Like it was just like,
there was like no buffer with you. What? Steroids, coke, no buffer. Just whatever.
Dude, I was just all in.
Okay.
And I came back and I flew to Seattle and I tried to take a Greyhound bus to Vancouver. They stopped me because I had my DUI. And they held me at the border. So I'm chilling at the border. Then I tried to walk across the border because I saw it was just like an open valley. And they rolled up on me with the dogs. And they're like, if you try to cross again, it's 100 days mandatory. And I called the girls that I originally went out there with, and her mom came and picked me up. And I was like, I'll get in the trunk, whatever. And she drove me across. And they just happened to be like, oh yeah, you're just here for the week. And they didn't scan my passport. And they drove me across.
Oh my God! So after they told you 100-day mandatory, you tried again? You're out of your fucking mind.
Well, I wanted that job, bro.
Yeah,
I was crushing it. So, and my girl was there. Like, I was just sitting on this little like hotel on the border, looking at Canada. I was like, I gotta get across. Like, I had no idea.
And then you tell the mom, put me in the trunk, like she's gonna go to jail too.
She was an amazing woman. Rest in peace, man. She died of cancer, but yeah, she was just down. She was like, nah. She's like, don't get in the trunk, just sit in the passenger seat. She's like, if they don't let you, they don't let you. And I was like,
they told me they're giving me 100 days.
I didn't tell her that.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I was like, I need a ride. I'm just sitting here. I was like, I think it'll look better if a Canadian picks me up. And the girl, her daughter was mad at me still, obviously. So I get locked up. It's a Friday, or no, it was a Thursday. Friday was a holiday. It was when Brock Lesnar fought Cain Velasquez. I'll never forget because I had plans to go watch the fight. And I'm just tweaking out, bro, because I'm on Xanax like crazy. I'm like withdrawing, steroids, alcohol. Like I'm freaking out in the little holding cell. You know, that's the worst. Like when you're just literally in a holding cell. Don't talk to anyone.
They say that Xanax one of the worst things to withdraw from.
Oh, dude, you have like a full panic attack. You never had a panic attack? Start taking Xanax and then stop. Okay. Like it's... all those drugs, bro, are terrible. Like they literally give you the symptoms of the thing they're supposed to stop it from. Like it's just such a scam, to be honest. So I get them to take me to the hospital. I finally flipped out enough, pounded on the door. They took me to the hospital. I got my script of Xanax. I'll chill out.
Wait a minute. You complained about withdrawing from Xanax, and they're like, oh, okay, here's some Xanax?
Yeah, they took me to the hospital. They have to. They have to. I knew the law.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you freak out and like scream long enough and like kick the door and like tell them like you're having a panic attack or you're coming off drugs, they have to take you to the hospital.
Okay.
And the hospital saw I had a prescription of Xanax. I said, dude, I'm like I'm coming off it, you know, like, so they gave me a script. You can actually go into a seizure.
Yeah, so who holds the script? The guards, and then they give it to
they just give you the dose. They give it to you with food.
Yeah, with the you have to go to like the medical window to get the cup with the pill in it.
I think they just like dropped it with my food in like a baggie because like it was literally a holding cell for 4 days, bro.
Okay.
So like any man would tweak out a little. Like, and it's cold. You don't have a blanket. You just have the mat. Like it's terrible, bro.
All right.
It's to make you feel uncomfortable and unlucky. Usually you only spend 24 hours in there and you go to court. But it was a holiday. So the girl shows up on Monday. She posts $5,000 bail. There's no bondsman. She was down to put 10 G's down. Okay. Bails me out. And I'm just like sad, bro. I'm like, man, for sure I'm gonna get deported now. I was like popping more in. I was like, let's go to the bar. I'm like, shots of tequila. And then I get back to her house and I'm looking for my ecstasy. And she's like, she talked to the chick that I was originally with. This is what she told me. I don't really know the truth about this, but she talked to the chick that I was originally there with. And she said that I was like going behind her back. So she told me this crazy story that she was like hooking up with her ex-husband's friend while I was locked up. Yeah. So I like punched a hole in her wall. I was just belligerent, right? Yeah. I just like smashed the house up a little, passed out in bed, and I guess I scared the kids. The next day they were going to school and they're like, this guy's crazy. So she came back hot, jumped on me full mount, was just teeing off on me. And like I'm so hungover. Like if you've ever done Xanax and drinking and tequila, like you can't even open your eyes. Yeah. And so I just wanted whatever was happening to stop. So I like wake up on top of her, holding her down, and she's like, you're crazy, grabs the phone, calls 911. So I grabbed like a $2,000 bottle of wine and I just take off towards the beach because she sold wine for a living. Yeah. So I grabbed like one of her most expensive bottles and just took off. And cops cut me off. I rolled over the hood, broke the bottle. Apparently I attacked them. If it was America, they probably would have shot me or tased me. Yeah. And bro, they tied me up in the paddy wagon and just gave me like a generational ass whooping. Like
the Canadian cops beat you up while you were tied up?
Well, they tied me up and then they soccer kicked me in the head. You Americans, like they were pissed because like I was just like a belligerent American, you know? They don't like Americans.
I kind of like that. I'm like almost proud of them. Like, fuck it. Someone's acting completely belligerent, give them a beating. Old school style.
Right. No, I probably deserved it, to be honest. Yeah. And they sit me down with a detective, bro. I'm still out of my mind, bro. What happened? And I just gave him the craziest story. I was like, I didn't want to snitch on my boss because he's paying me under the table. So like, how do you make money? How did you meet this girl? And it's just kind of funny because I wasn't really training MMA, but obviously it was on my mind. I said I was a cage fighter fighting underground. This is what I told him for money.
But you never had a cage fight?
Okay. And I told him that I'd made money, that's how I made money. And I told her I met this girl online. Yeah. Because I didn't want to like snitch. So I told them this crazy story and they're like, well, what about this guy who snitched you out? And I was like, that rap, like, piece of trash. I was like, I'll sneak across the border again and I'll kill him and put him in the ocean where nobody will find him. I was like, and they put this all verbatim in the newspaper, front page of the Vancouver Sun.
What?
Then they take me to court and the lawyer's like, do not talk.
By the way, the whole time you're telling me this, all I can think is I've like told my wife and my kids this whenever we're watching like a true crime documentary. Yeah. I'm like, if you get arrested for something, even if you don't know what the hell they're talking about, just tell them I'll answer all the questions as soon as my lawyer gets here. But until then, I have no comment. Nothing. They're like, well, my younger kids are like, well, what if you didn't do anything? I said, you can tell them that when the lawyer gets there. But they tell you in advance, whatever you say, we're going to use it against you. So why would you say anything? They're telling you that they're going to turn your words against you.
My boy, who I'll tell you about soon, literally acted retarded, not trying to offend me, but like he acted like he was because he was taking so much ecstasy. Yeah. And they thought something was wrong with him, and he stayed silent. He just made grunts and noises. Yeah. And he literally got off because of it. Yeah. You don't talk.
Yeah. Nothing.
You don't say anything because even if you say, "Oh, I'm innocent," well, that's right. They're trained psychology to get you to say something to hold against you.
Same thing when the cop asks you, "You know why I pulled you over?" No comment. Here's my license and registration.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
And you got to be respectful of these cops, bro. Like the people are so stupid. Oh, why did I get attacked? Like you're hostile right away. You're making them nervous. Yeah. Like, Just be chill.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all hey, right. Yes, sir. Absolutely. No, sir. Dude, we've literally been drinking so hard and pulled over, had a freaking 30 pack and a bottle of Captain Morgan right here. And my boy looks at the guy, have you guys been drinking? And he looks at him straight in the eye and goes, no, sir. Absolutely not. All right, boys. Well, you guys have a good one. It's the people who go, have you had a drink tonight? Well, just one. Well, just one. Yeah. Like he looked him straight in the eyes. I know he's lying, but like he said it with confidence and we got away.
I don't waste time with gimmicks in training. Either something makes you better or it doesn't. Most home setups fail because they can't keep up with you or you stop progressing. That's why I use AMP. It's an AI-powered strength training system that mounts in your home and adapts as you train. Every rep is tracked, resistance adjusts automatically, and you can run full strength sessions without needing a gym. It's not about convenience. It's about consistency and progression, even when you're training alone. If you want structure, serious strength work at home, check out amp.ai/rideout. Again, that's amp.ai/rideout. All right, so this whole thing's in the Vancouver Sun.
So, dude, going back to the story, we're sitting amongst the judge. The lawyer says, "Don't speak."
Yeah.
I just hop right up. Your Honor, I would like to speak. I see my lawyer go like this. And I go, I want to say I'm not a violent person, but when I drink and do Xanax, sometimes I get like that, and I'm sorry. I will not do that again. I love your country, and I want to stay here. And I'll never forget, she's like, Mr. Heinisch, you are a threat to Canadian society. You will not be allowed out. We will hold you here until you are deported back to your country. And boom, they come up, throw the handcuffs on me. She slaps the thing, and I'll never forget, bro. I always tell the story. The Canadian girl was in the stands, and she goes, Ian, I am so sorry, in her Canadian accent. Like, it just like, I don't know why that stuck with me so hard. And then they put me in jail. I think it was like 4 to 6 months, bro.
4 to 6 months in Canadian prison?
Yeah.
Or in a jail?
In the jail.
And what was that like?
It was actually pretty tough.
Really? Why?
Yeah. It's similar to American prison, very tribalistic, a lot of like Hells Angels and gangs and stuff. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't too bad, but I was young, and I was popping my Xanax, and I was just sad, and I needed to quit being sorry for myself, you know? I was just I really felt like this is my calling, because if I got my license back, then I could have ran a car and ran a team of salespeople, and they were making like 30 grand a month. And for me, that was the most money in the world you can make. Yeah. I was a millionaire, I thought. Yeah. And so I was just sad, right? Because me and the girl, we did like each other. Obviously, it would never have worked out. She was so much older, but we had a good time. But so anyways, I'm just going down. I'm just in a stoop, and I'm making toast. Go back in my cell. I'm sleeping a lot. Dudes roll up in my cell, 4 of them. Yo, what's up, bro? You didn't ask to use our toaster. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Wham! Gives me a slap, a hard one.
White guy?
Yeah. So now I'm
bike. What kind of guy? Biker?
Biker, tatted up. You know.
So a white gang.
Yeah, white gang.
Okay.
That's all there was there.
Oh, it was only whites.
Only whites.
What were the different groups?
I don't know. They have a couple different. I couldn't even tell you at this time, but there was a couple different ones Hells Angels, and then there was I don't even know.
All right, so go ahead. So he smacks you.
So he slaps me hard, bro. So now I'm snapped out, and I look at his boys, and they both got knives, and he goes, "Listen, bro, this is our pod. We run things here." And he goes, "You don't just use what you want to use." And I'm cellmates with this old school gang member. He was just like a OG, 55, tatted up. They all just looked like bikers. So I'm like, all right, bro. I was like, I'll see you around. Don't worry. I'm pissed, bro. I'm just plotting. I'm they just punked me hard. Yeah. And so now I'm I threw my Xanax away. I'm just all right, let's see what's going on. And this dude comes up to me, and he goes, yo, this dude's calling you a big pussy, bro. He says, you Yanks, that's an offensive thing for them. You American Yank, you pussy, all this stuff. So I'm like, what cell's he in? And they're like, that one right over there. So I just roll up, bro. And this poor guy, bro, he probably didn't even say it. He must have been on the opposite gang or something. Yeah. And I just slapped the glasses off his face, choked him, smacked his head on the wall. And he finally just was screamed, bro. And I walked out and slammed the door. And when you shut the door, they lock automatically. Yeah. And he comes out just pounding on the glass. And I just walk up to my cell, and I'm just all right, I'm getting ready to go to the hole. And the same guys who slapped me walked up to the guard. We don't know who did it. We don't know. And after that, bro, they never bothered me again.
Interesting.
And I just started working out with them, just being cool with them.
Oh, because they probably realized, this guy's fucking crazy. We better get him on our team, or he's going to be slapping one of us next.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely had the upper hand with numbers, but they maybe they saw they could use me, or they wanted to test me. I don't really know, but once I did that, bro, that was they just left me alone. Yeah. After that.
Oh, they didn't even try to get you to do any work for them?
No.
Oh, interesting.
No.
So how do you finally end up getting out of there?
So I can't remember. It was like between like 3-6 months. Like it was kind of a blur, but I was just waiting to get deported. You know, this isn't like the feds.
I know. So the whole time you're in jail, are you not like, guys, just send me home? Like, what do I do?
Yeah. And then, we're backed up.
To backed up to like throw me over the border, shoot me in a fucking cannon.
Yeah. Like, I wanted out of there, bro. It sucked. And finally, they came. They put me on a plane. You know, I was escorted, two cops, locked up.
So wait a minute, you're escorted to the airport in handcuffs. Did they take the handcuffs off when?
Dude,
I
was in the orange jumpsuit walking through the airport.
And when they put you on the plane, do they take the cuffs off before you take off?
No.
So
They let me change out of my orange jumpsuit into civilian clothes.
Where?
Once we got through security.
In the airport?
In the airport. So they took me to the bathroom and I put on civilian clothes.
They took the cuffs off and said, change your clothes?
Yeah.
Put the cuffs back on and escorted you until you landed in the U.S.?
Yeah, they would just put like a shirt over my hands. And
at what point did they take the cuffs off of you?
I don't really remember.
When you land in the U.S.?
Yeah, when we landed in the U.S., I think it was like right before customs.
At any point when they took them off, did you feel like I ought to slap both of you right now?
No, I was just like, I had like petty warrants, so I thought they were going to wait for me on the other side.
And when you get through customs in the U.S., just like, hey, welcome home.
Yeah, welcome home. Yeah.
And when did the two cops turn around and head out?
Yeah.
Or did they go through customs too?
No, they headed out.
So they didn't know that you were being escorted from the Canadian authorities?
Dude, I mean, this is 2011. So I don't fully remember that part. Like right. It was because even I had a lawyer because I'm trying to get back to Canada because Bare Knuckle Ice Wars I have no paperwork from that. The Vancouver Sun thing, luckily, I used to go on dates with girls and they would look it up and it's like the front page says 19-year-old beats up 37-year-old girlfriend, fugitive. He's a fugitive cage fighter. Like that was the front page of and like. So I would be dating girls when I first got out and they'd Google my name and that would pop up.
Oh my God.
And it was kind of, my boy was like, bro, just own it. Cause I'd be like, no, well, this is really what happened. And finally with this one chick, I said, I'm a bad man and you shouldn't hang out with me. And she's like, what are you doing later? I'm like, dude, these girls are crazy. But anyways, I told the UFC, like, let's erase this. Like, help me, like erase it. But I think if you dig, and I have screenshots somewhere to find that article. But
so you get back to the U.S.
I have no paperwork anymore from that, and the lawyer was asking me like, how did they deport you? And I was like, I just remember walking through the airport in an orange jumpsuit, and then they sat next to me on the plane with a shirt over my cuffs. So they might have right when we walked out. I think they might have taken them off. So
okay. So anyway, you get back to the U.S. 2011. Then what do you do?
So I get back to the U.S. So when I'm over living with those Guatemalans, we had this guy who could move some weight, and he asked us about these Ecstasy pills, and they were dirt cheap and so good. Like it was like $2 a pill.
Okay.
So we mailed him a couple packages, and he was just like blowing me up, bro. He's like, bro, we got to.
Where is he? That you mailed?
Denver.
Oh, okay. So now you're
he's
back.
A friend from Denver.
And so now you're back in the U.S. in Denver?
Yeah. So now I'm back in U.S. in Denver, 2011. It's a recession, and I'm like, my parents are divorced. My dad's living wild. And my mom's kind of struggling. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't want to get a regular job. So I call my Guatemalan boys and I say, yo, bro, send me a couple packages. Let's see what I can do too.
Yeah.
So they send me a couple packages. We start to hit the rave scene. You know, I'd give like 3 of my boys 100 pills. I'd walk around. I'd be the guy, the signaler. I'd be like, hey, bro, you want some X? And they'd be like, yeah. I'll be like, guy in the red shirt, go over there. Hey, bro, you want some X? And like every now and then a secret cop would throw me against the wall and search me. And I would just act all trash. Like, what X? And so I would never carry, but I would be the signaler. At the end of the night, we'd fill a table with all the cash. That was obviously getting risky. We'd make good money. We'd make a better margin because you could sell it for like 15, 20 a pill, and we're getting them for $2. But then I started getting wholesale distributors. They'd buy hundreds of pills, thousands of pills. And so I'm sending him Western Unions twice a week, thousands of dollars. He's sending me about 10,000 pills. And
I don't know much about this, about the ecstasy scene, but I can tell this doesn't sound like a good idea right from the rip. But go ahead.
So they're FedExing me it. I'm Western Union. They start to freeze my Western Unions. And then the Guatemalan, he says, hey, bro, he goes, dude, you get this thing called Bitcoin. It's like a stock. It goes up and down, blah, blah, blah. I look at it. It was 17 cents. And I was like, nah, bro, I don't understand it. I was like, I was like, there's my Bitcoin. So imagine if I just bought $100 and got locked up till now, it'd be 100 million or. But so anyways, he sends a guy down. The guy brings 100,000 pills. He starts giving me 10,000 a week and I deliver him the cash to downtown Denver. We meet at all these different places.
A Guatemalan guy.
Canadian.
Okay.
Canadian.
Just a random runner.
Just a runner.
Okay.
You know, now I'm selling weight, bro. And this chick that's been hanging out with my boy for a while, but it's kind of this weird relationship they have. She's asked me like twice, hey, you know where to get some X? I'm like, no. Like, we don't tell her we're selling. Obviously we don't involve, but they're not stupid, right? We got drugs money. We're meeting people all the time. And finally, she bothers me. She goes, he'll buy 1,000 pills, which we call a boat. Yeah. For 7,000. I think it was like a high price. And she goes, and I'll drive. And that was the point where I was like, all right, if you'll drive, because like I sat right behind her. And if we got pulled over, I was pushing it right under her seat. And so we show up to this Walmart and this sketchy looking dude gets in and I'm looking at him and he pulls out the money and I'm just like, dude, he doesn't even have enough money. I'm like, this is so bad. I'm like, pull the car out, go through the drive-through McDonald's. And I'm like looking around and she pulls out and this freaking SUV smashes in the front. We get smashed in the back. Cops like jump out like the movies, jump on the hood, pistol to us, throw me on the ground, pistol to my temple, just holding me there. Drug task force. Okay. And I'm looking at the broken Walmart sign and I'm just like, dude, I am screwed, bro. And I was 19, getting ready to turn 20. And I was like, there is no way I'm going to jail. So my boy acts totally like he has autism or something. Like they're just like, they even came in, they're like, hey, does your brother, like, is he okay? And I was like, nah, dude, he's gone. And because he just was like drooling and just making grunts and noises. And I post bail the next day, get out.
By the way, did you kick the drugs under the girl's chair?
Yeah.
Oh, so
but it was a setup.
But I was going to say, even if you kick it under, if you think it's a setup, she's going to be like, yeah, I got him. Here, he kicked the drugs under the seat. It's like, she's an informant.
She was an informant. But I was just thinking if she got pulled over and we got searched.
Why was she informing? Did she have a case hanging over her head?
That's what we think.
Okay.
Yeah, from California.
All right. So go ahead.
It was stupid, bro. We were so like, we were getting high on our own supply so much that we just weren't business minded. And so post bail, and I was like, dude, I'm not going to go to jail, man. I'm on like pre-trial probation where I got to call every single day. I'm surprised they didn't give me an ankle monitor, but I had to, do UAs. I had to like all this stuff. And I went to the post office, tried to get a passport. They issued me a passport. And I was like, oh yeah, let's go. They went to my apartment.
Wait, how did you get into Canada without a passport?
My passport just expired.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you just went and renewed it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I renewed my passport. Okay. Yeah. And I went to, they went to my apartment and like the movies, bro, like cut pillows open, cut the mattress, threw everything around, stole 30,000 cash, found another 1,000 pills,
way.
Stole weed, stole steroids. I mean, everything, bro. The only thing they noted that they found was the other 1,000 pills.
So they took your money?
Oh, bro, they raided me. It was like the movie. Like, bro, if you walked in this place, every picture thrown off, everything, every mattress cut, every pillow cut open.
Did they replace that stuff?
No.
Really? They just come in and destroy your stuff?
Just destroy.
If they hadn't found anything, what would happen? There must be some accountability. If cops just come in, serve a warrant, and destroy your whole house.
Well, you get a warrant, they can just come in, dude.
But if they destroy your house, they must be on the hook for something. The warrant doesn't give them permission to like burn your fucking house to the ground.
I don't know, man.
All right.
Like you have a valid point. It was just a little 1-bedroom apartment, but
for you, they found the drugs, so they were probably like, "We got them."
Oh yeah, and they were trying to get to the distributor.
Okay.
Apparently, they've been working on this case.
Okay.
Like, anyways, they tear everything up, and I go back to the car. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so bad. And I found a slipper with like $2,000 in it that I owed someone. It was the only thing they didn't find. And so I took that money. I said, this is my ticket out, bro. I bought a ticket on a Greyhound to Indiana. Drove out there, said goodbye to my family, bought a train ticket from Chicago to New York, said goodbye to my family. I bought a plane ticket from JFK to Amsterdam with like a couple $1,000 in my pocket because I told my family relatives I was going backpacking Europe, so they threw me some cash.
Okay, so you go to why Amsterdam?
I don't know. I just...
That's a fucked up story. All right, so you just turn up in Amsterdam. What do you have with you? Backpack?
Yeah, backpack. And a tent.
And a few bucks?
And a few bucks.
Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I think there was something else I wanted to say about that story because I wanted my boy to come with me, but he just didn't have the money. I think his parents sent him to rehab in California. If I didn't get caught, they came to the house. They put this hot chick in front of the door. They were looking for me. He answered. They drug him out, drug him to the park, and were questioning him, questioning my dad. So they eventually came looking for me and him, and he got arrested. And then his parents bailed him out and sent him to. And if I didn't get in trouble for 3 years, they dropped all charges on him. So anyways, too, when I left, and I just found out recently, all those guys I was distributing took over the business when I left. Nobody got in trouble, and they grew this thing to like a freaking like high level empire where they all got hit with RICO charges. My one buddy did 8 years in the feds.
Ooh.
I think I don't want to speak on it because there's still an ongoing case, but like, dude, this thing grew into like an ecstasy empire.
Wow.
Yeah, I just kind of found out all the details of it, but I knew.
They were making it in Guatemala or in Canada?
No, Canada.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyways, I land in Amsterdam and I'm just like, all right, I'm Euro tripping now.
And
like,
you're just on the run. You have
I'm
no
just
plan.
on the run.
You're just
I'm a felon. I'm a fugitive on the run.
Okay.
For felony warrants.
Okay.
And man, where do I start? I get arrested the first night.
Jesus Christ. For what?
I don't remember, man. I think I fell asleep on the street or something. I woke up in jail. Well, I was like, what can you do that you can't do in America? I kind of like switched from like on the run mode to like, hey, I'm in Europe now. Like, let's enjoy. Like, and I was watching like Euro Trip and like, I just wanted to, like, I drank absinthe and then I was drinking vodka and I was at the coffee shop. It was just a craziness, bro. Like eventually I was like, ran out of money. I'm like walking down the street and these crackheads are running up to me like, you owe us money from last night. Like I hated Amsterdam, bro. Yeah. I wanted to get out of there. And I called my cousin and he said, I got a buddy who lives in Belgium. You can go stay with him until you get a job. So I took a little bus, like a $30 bus, 30-euro bus, and went over to Belgium. And I took out my funny little resume and started going around town. And finally I went to this Irish pub and I was like, he's like, you have experience working in the kitchen? And my uncle owned a pizza place. And I was like, yeah, sure. He's like, all right. He goes, well, where's your work visa? I was like, oh, it's in the mail, bro. I already got accepted, but you know how the mail is here. And he's like, all right, cool. Just give it to me when you got it. So I start working at an Irish pub. 6 months goes by. He goes, hey, where's that work visa? I was like, bro, you know how the mail is here. But he's like, all right, well, if immigration comes in, you got to hide in this closet. And I was like, all right, cool. And so I'm making a decent paycheck. And then I met this crazy English guy. He comes in from Tenerife. He met this Belgian girl and he moved back to Belgium with her. And bro, he's like a crazy guy. We reunited and he was on Below Deck, like on multiple episodes. And he's just like, has no family. He just runs around. But we both got fired from the job. The Irish guy left us there alone in these like group of hen party. It was a bachelorette party. And we just partied with them all night. Like didn't charge them. Just drank behind the bar, like, and he prints out the Fugitive cage fighter thing the next day, looked at the cameras, came in and he's like, you're both fired. He's like, you're lucky I don't call the cops on you. We walked him to the register. We said, pay us and you'll never see us again. Pay us what you owe us. He didn't want to do it. We held him there. We're like, dude, you're going to pay us. So he pulls out the cash, gives it to us. And the English guy's like, don't worry, I'll get us a job, mate. We'll go to England. And I'm like, all right, let's go. So we hopped on a ferry from Belgium to England. We get there. His idea of a job is us living in this shell of an apartment with no carpet, no electricity, no running water. And we basically camped in this apartment and painted it in the day. And I'm like, dude, I can't do this, bro. Like we're in like some like weird small town in England up north. And so we went to this place called Sheffield, this college town. And we get jobs working as a PR. They didn't want to pay us. We said, give us one night. We'll show you what we can do. We brought like so many chicks in. We brought so many dudes in. Like, and so finally they gave us a paying job. And Like 1 week, 1 month in, the guy I'm with, Kyle, tries to rob the safe, or I forget what he did, something crazy. And I was like, I don't even know this guy. I just met him. They're like, all right, you can keep your job. I moved into student living. And I'm doing all these jobs, like these and like selling these like coupon books, like all this like crazy stuff, bro. Like I'm just like using my sales techniques, you know? And, I was like, you know what? I called up the Guatemalan and he started sending, I was like, send me a package. Let me see what I can do. So he ships me a package of pills, like
from
500.
Canada to now to England.
Yeah, and it was just a terrible market, bro. It was not. They are used to like terrible drugs, cheap prices. It was just trash, bro. So like eventually, and I was stepping on people's toes. I just sold them to like the guys who ran it cheap, and I was like, get me out of here. So finally, I made my way to the Canary Islands, Tenerife, and I was like, this is paradise. This is where I'm supposed to be. I'm walking on the beach. I walked to the club area. And I was like, are you guys hiring? They're like, yeah, you're hired tonight if you want. And I was like, cool. So we're doing the PR stuff. Well, their idea of us working was we got €1 per person we brought in, but they give us 8 drinks when we work, 4 drinks when we got off. So basically we're getting paid in drinks. Like, it was a terrible job for me. 3 months of this, bro. I am full-blown alcoholic, sleep until like 2 o'clock every day, wake up with the shakes, have to drink right when I wake up, doing any drug I can get my hand on. Like it was bad. And finally I couldn't even afford €30 in a cockroach-infested this townhome with 8 other dudes, and I was like homeless. It was like rock bottom. So I'm sleeping on park benches. I slept on the beach a few nights. I was couch surfing, and this guy from Miami, he's like, hey gringo, like, hey man, we don't want to see you living like that. You could stay with us. So they took me in like family, and they still are like family to this day. And then one day after I got sober, I started working out. I started going to MMA gym. Like I was like, man, it felt like I finally had a family, you know? And the dad sat me down. He was like, hey, gringo, you want to make some real money? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, let's go to Colombia.
Wait, what nationality? They're Colombians in Tenerife?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So they're speaking Spanish?
Yeah.
But do you speak Spanish?
No, a little, but
okay,
not.
so they speak as much
They speak English.
Oh, okay.
The kid was from Miami.
All right, so the Colombians in Tenerife take you in, and they're going to like basically turn you onto a money-making operation.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead. What happens?
So then we start taking trips to Colombia, Venezuela, Aruba. Yeah, swallowing kilos of coke and bringing them back.
Swallowing a whole kilo of coke, 2.5 pounds of cocaine swallowed.
2.2.
How many fucking subdivisions is this? Like, how's it broken up?
110 gram.
110 grams. So 100 different packages you swallowing?
Yeah, you would try.
You can fit 2.5 pounds of cocaine inside of your person.
Oh yeah,
swallowing them.
Yeah.
What the hell? Your freaking whole body, your whole stomach must be consumed with 2.5 pounds of coke in balloons. I'm assuming.
Yeah, it took like 6 to 8 hours
to get them all down.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead. Like, first time you go to, how does he bring this up? You go to Colombia, what happens?
Well, he just sat me down and was like, let's go make some real money. You know, they were like hustlers too. They weren't like, they were just trying to get by, you know? And he had the connection. So he's like, let's go try it. Me and his son went down the first time, went to Cali. That was the sketchiest time. They packaged it for us and just handed it. We were basically mules for them the first time. And we got paid 5,000 euros. And then finally it was like, let's do this ourselves. We'll package it ourselves. We'll make more money. I'll keep some. I'll sell some.
But aren't you nervous if you're working for them? They like, if anyone else knows you're doing this, like let's say I've got a guy who's coming through with 6 kilos and I got 2 fucking dopes that are going with a kilo each. I'm like, hey, I'll give you 2 guys if you just bust those 2 guys and let the rest of the plane go.
Yeah, people would sacrifice people. I saw it.
Yeah, but aren't you thinking like, I'm not going to get sacrificed by
I never even thought about it.
Oh, really?
I didn't know they did that until I got locked up.
I got you. Because I would be thinking like, I'm not telling anyone. I want them to give it to me and think I'm staying in Colombia or going back to the U.S. and try to be on the DL.
This was not like a cartel operation.
Okay, this was just a bunch of hammerheads.
This was just some like, I mean, dude, if you go down to Colombia, Venezuela, it's just part of the culture, bro. Yeah. You light up a joint in the car, and my boy's girls like flipping out, drop me off. But we got 4 kilos in the back driving around. That's just business.
Okay.
So like their culture is very different. Like if you sell coke, you're just a businessman.
So the first time you go there and you see a kilo of coke, like I've never seen a kilo of coke. Bro. Are you like, what the this is crazy.
Bro, the first time that's what I'm saying. The first time was we went to Cali.
What's that like?
Dude, this is like the ghettoest of the ghetto, dirt roads. We went to this casino. We went to this mall called Chippy Chappa, and we were in this casino. And we're like showing this dude, like our phone or the address we're going to. He goes, "You guys are staying there?" We're like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Bro," like we went to the park and we're smoking a joint, and all of a sudden I turn around and we got military pointing ARs at us, and we're like that. They made me take my shoes off, searched us, and then let us go. Like we're in like the cut. Okay. Like we're hearing gunshots at night. I mean, it's just, but like, dude, I don't know. I just felt at home with those guys. Like they brought the kilo down from the jungle, and bro, they were like, "Don't do a line, gringo. Don't do a line. It's just a little. You just need a little." I'm like, "You guys don't know me," and I sniffed the line, and I double-legged my boy right onto a glass table and put him through it in their house. That was the first thing. But bro, it was so strong. After that, it was like, hands were curling up.
But you could, I feel like with that stuff, like down there in the jungle, you can still go to sleep because it doesn't have all the other crap cut into it, like all the speed and all the other things that they put into it here.
No, bro, you could not go to sleep.
Oh, really?
No, dude, it was too strong. Like they were not lying. You did not want to do a line.
It was different than American cocoa, right?
Yeah, you just need like a little bit, and it would just eat through your nose because it was so acidic because it's the pure stuff.
All right.
Like it would just.
So they give you this kilo, and then where do you go?
They give you the kilo. They're blendering it up. They're packaging it, and I'm just like, I go to this party, bro. I'm the only white boy there, and it's just like, they're just looking at me like this crazy gringo. Like it was just like, I was just the crazy gringo. Like, I don't know.
And it was all just Colombian guys and girls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dancing. Everyone's dancing.
Colombian girls are beautiful though.
Unbelievable. Bro, there'd be like a pile of trash with like a crackhead eating in it. And then there would be like the most beautiful girl in high heels in this dirt road. There's chickens everywhere. And then there would be like a 16-year-old beautiful girl and she's fully pregnant. Like it was just, it was like a culture shock. Yeah. And you go to the gym and every girl's, it was like 8 girls and 2 dudes, and all the girls are just like supermodels.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, it was just nuts, bro. Like we went to the club dancing, and the girls would not let me sit down for one song. Every girl was coming up to me, "Gringo, vamos bailar. Gringo, vamos bailar." And like, so I was just dancing, pouring sweat. And, but we went up to the mountains the first time. And I asked this little kid, because the kids are just surrounding me. We're in this beautiful river, bro, and they're just surrounding me. They're looking at me like, and I'm like, why are they looking at me, bro? They're like, he's never seen a white boy.
Yeah.
And then I asked one of the kids, I was like, where's the guerrilla? And he goes, ahí, over there.
What's guerrilla?
Like, they're the guerrilla, like the coke people.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm just like, bro, I put on my sombrero. I'm like, I do not want to get kidnapped. Like, we drove by and there was like a pool full of coke leaves, and this dude was like cracked out like this, like stomping in it. Like his job was to stomp the coke leaf. Like it was, I didn't see the full production line, but I was close.
Yeah.
And I didn't really want to be there, to be honest.
Right. So why were you?
I don't know, man. They drove me up there. I had no idea. I didn't speak any Spanish back then. Like we'd be driving down the street and I look out and there's a pistol pointed at my head and it's a cop on the back of the thing. Pull over. And they pull us all out and they're like, "What are you doing with this American?" And they're like, "He's just a friend. We're just showing him around to our friends." And they're like, "Okay." And then they like let me go because they just never seen an American there.
Wow. All right. So
like it's so much more touristy now, but like this is Cali. Like look up Cali. Cali's in the cut. It's in the mountains.
Okay.
It's not like Barranquilla, Santa Marta, or Medellin where most people go. Like this is like in the cut. We were there with my boy's dad's girlfriend's family. Okay. So anyways, man, they gave us the stuff. We swallowed it.
So wait, they put it in a blender, then they put it in the balloons. Are you watching them do it?
Because it's a pressed kilo. They break it up in powder and then they're compressing it. No, I didn't even watch them do it.
Okay, so they just hand you all these
When we would do it, we would put it in a glove, tighten it, tie it with floss, and then cut it, and then put it in another glove. Do it 4 layers.
Yeah.
So it just depended on how much you could swallow. In the beginning, bro, I only could swallow like half a kilo. But like the longer you did it, the better you got. And I'll be like on the phone with him, and he's like, I'll throw you another 500 euros, swallow 2 more. And so anyways, you feel like crap. You have plastic all in your body, and
so you get these things all in you. Like, what do you feel like when you're loaded up with all these things?
Oh, you feel terrible, because it's like, so the final, there's this special shiny paper they put on it. They say this will pass the X-ray. And then we wrap it in like what's that really thin plastic that you put like over like food?
Saran wrap?
Saran wrap type stuff. And then to make it smooth, and take some yogurt.
Okay.
Walk around.
But this is
bro,
like
your intestines is like hundreds of feet.
But this is like an hour before your flight is leaving?
No, if the flight would leave at like noon, you're up at 4 a.m.
Okay, but it's so hours before. It's not the day before.
No, you're literally swallowing your last one. Grab the bottle of whiskey. I'm taking like 4 pulls from the bottle, because now I'm not even paranoid. I'm just drunk.
Okay.
Like, let's go.
All right.
And it took away like the nasty plastic feeling.
Okay. So you got
So I go to the airport, and I switch to, I'm a drunk American. I'm a rich drunk American. Pass through, no problem. Have a good one. And then, we make the money, and then we come back. I think it was like the 4th trip. We're in Bogota, and this black guy in street clothes comes up to me. And everyone in the comments always wrote, why do you say black guy? Because he's not Colombian. And so for me, it's like
why is that offensive to someone?
I don't know, bro. Like, why does a black guy? I'm like, because if some Colombian like dude came up to me, but there's a lot of black Colombians, especially in the coast and stuff. He comes up to me, dame su pasaporte, and I'm like, no comprende, sir. Like, I play stupid.
This is where at the airport?
Bogota airport, the capital. Like, we had just flown from Barranquilla to Bogota, and he whips out secret police, shows me his badge, takes my passport, sit down. You like Colombia, huh? 4th time here this year, huh? Yeah, I have a girlfriend. Sits me next to this beautiful looking girl and this sketchy dude. And I look over to the girl and I say, what are we doing here? And she goes, the X-ray. She tells me in Spanish, the X-ray. And I'm like, sitting here with like about a kilo of Coke in my stomach. And I just remember, bro, I was like, dude, I just have to not look sketch right now, because I'm freaking out. Because it's like, and I didn't even know the sentence. I watched Banged Up Abroad recently, like a year ago, 9 to 12 years for a kilo. That's not like, I would be cooked, bro. So we walk into this room, probably the size of this, a little bit bigger, big machine, walk through, sign fingerprint. I look at him, they go, tiene buen día, Senor Heinisch. The paper worked. And bro, I got hit with a adrenaline dump that like I could only compare to like winning a fight. Like, it was just and I'm just walking like, whoa, that's crazy. And I like walk on the plane, and I see the Colombian guy, because like we act like we don't know each other, and he's looking at me like this. I'm like, we're good, bro, we're good. Then I started to get cocky, because I'm like, what are they gonna do? X-ray me?
Because now you think the X-rays, that this stuff is actually working. Not that it's a shitty X-ray.
It does work, bro. And like, it's no secret. People get mad. Oh, you snitch, blah, blah, blah. Like, bro, watch Banged Up Abroad. This paper's all over the place. They actually used this paper back 20 years ago. People used to smuggle bomb material in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Because those were the first people to put the X-rays in the airport.
Yeah.
So after like 12 trips, now we're not waiting 3 months, going for a month, waiting 3 months. Now I'm going like month. Like, it's just like getting crazy. And we go to Aruba. We can't get the work. We extend our trip.
When you say you can't get the work, you can't find Coke in Aruba?
We can't find Coke, bro. It was dry.
So wait a minute, you would just go to a random country and be like, where can I get a kilo of Coke?
No, we had connections.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what happened? The guy said, I got you in Aruba. You get to Aruba, and the guy's like, change your plans, I can't get it?
Yeah, like we're out.
Dude, I just flew from Tenerife to Aruba. What do you mean you're out?
Well, it was
kind of amateur is this?
Yeah, it was stupid. I mean, honestly, it was like we just expected them to always have it.
Yeah.
I don't even think we called ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was just like we just show up.
All right. So what do you do from Aruba?
So we extend the trip, then we finally get the stuff, then we
In Aruba, someone finally comes through.
We extended our trip, then we got it, we loaded up. This time we flew from Aruba to Caracas, Venezuela, then direct to Tenerife. We've never done that. Usually we go to Madrid, Barcelona.
Oh, go to mainland and then to Tenerife.
And then to Tenerife.
What's the difference?
It just looked sketchy because we're coming straight from Caracas to Tenerife.
I live in Tenerife.
Yeah, but I'm a tourist. I'm the only white guy. I don't know. They pulled me in the office. They questioned me.
As soon as they question you and they pull up your records, they're like, oh, this is fucking a simpleton can figure this out. He flies to the mainland then to Tenerife every time. Like, this is not like some sophisticated plot where they're like, oh, this guy's a mastermind. How are we going to untangle this web?
Well, they just were like, what do you do?
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I have girlfriends all over. I love Tenerife. I travel down here. And they're like... And I was like, I have a girlfriend here. Call my girl. She comes in. It checks out. They let me go. Okay. Now, the guy I was with didn't go. He should have jumped in a taxi because I had been called in the office before and it was fine. Yeah. They just questioned me a little bit. And he waited for us down by the car. Once we met up, boom, drug task force jumped on us. They took us to the hospital and they didn't have an x-ray at that airport. So they took us to the hospital and they x-rayed us. And yeah, they could see it, and got locked up.
So wait a minute, they when they come in and say like, we know you have drugs in your body, or do they initially?
The girl said, "Tu tienes droga en tu intestino, ¿qué es? Heroína, cocaína?" And I was like, "No," and she's like, shows me this. It's seguro. She says for sure. And I was like, nah. And she's like, and then I was like, I ate some Chinese food. And they were like, shut up. Boom, handcuffed.
And where do they put you?
In a holding cell with a little like puke bucket.
Yeah.
And they gave us, what is it called? Where it makes you go to the bathroom.
Oh,
it was
laxative.
Laxative, bro. It was like pissing out my ass for 3 days.
They make you take the laxative.
They make you take, and they won't give you food. I'm like, just give me food. And they're like, no, that can break it or something. I'm like, dude, I didn't want to be like, we've done this so many times. Like, just give me food. It was so bad.
Yeah.
And the Colombian messed up. He told him the exact amount we had. I was going to pinch it off and
Wait a minute. So before you get to that, when you normally get there, how do you get them out? Do you have to pass them or do you throw up?
No, you just go sit on the bidet.
And it's like
hitting the jackpot on it. Just comes out.
Oh, into the bidet, and then you just like spray it down with water.
Yeah, we put bleach and spray it down, clean it.
Yeah,
it's got 5 layers on it.
Yeah, okay. So now they're telling you wait in here and see. So you're just like, all right, let me just wait and friggin' get this over with. So you finally go and they come rushing in like, we got him.
No, they knew we had it. So now it was just it took 3 days, bro. Like I was dying. I needed food. They didn't give us food and everything was just going through us. Like they needed something hard to push it out. And like their mindset was, oh, you shouldn't do food. And finally I was like, I'm dying. And I was like, nurse, please. And she gave me an IV. And it was just really sad. I wanted to get it over with because they locked my girl up.
Oh.
And my girl had her kid, her son. And when I get to the jail, when I finished it, I hear her, she's like, Mijo, my son. And I'm like, who do I need to talk to get her out? She has nothing to do with it. She had no idea. So I went and made a statement and I was just like, she has nothing to do with it. You got to get her out immediately. I was like, if I have to bail her out, like whatever I have to do.
Bail her out? You're fucking looking at like how many years?
3 to 6.
That's what you got or that's what you thought you were going to get?
No, that's what you get. That's in Spain. It's 6 to 10 for over a kilo, 3 to 6 for under.
Okay, and you had just.
So you could have I was in the wrong business, bro. You could add a ton of coke, and it was 6 to 10.
All right, so but you had just under a kilo to get the 3 to 6.
Yeah. I think a couple 100 grams went missing, which is pretty common. I heard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. For them to just keep it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So go ahead. So what? So you make the statement and then how much
they let her go. They let her go, and then I get thrown in prison, and I sit there or I wait 1 year with no court, no lawyer. They asked me if I want to talk to the U.S. Embassy. I said, no, I'm good. I don't want to notify them, but which I found out they don't even talk like there. It was just some Spanish girls hanging out with dudes out there. It was a joke. Our embassy's a joke. Like. oh, we're America, the most powerful country in the world. I thought they were going to do something. Finally, they found out. They sent me a letter. We know you're locked up. We want to come talk to you. And I'm like, all right, whatever. But I didn't know if it was going to be so connected.
Yeah.
Like, and you'll find out later in the story, even when I got sent back to America, when I went to court for the Ecstasy, the judge didn't lock me back up because he thought I was chilling for 5 years. He didn't know I was locked up.
All right.
There was no communication.
Okay.
Is what I'm trying to say.
So at what point do you go to court, and how much time did you actually hit in Spain? And you're doing the whole time in Tenerife?
No. So it's kind of a weird thing. Like if they have a weird case, they can hold you 4 years, and then on that last day they have to take you to court, and then you're just out. So like they can do tricky stuff in the courts in Tenerife.
They can hold you for 4 years without ever charging you, and then just be like, get out of here?
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they can do some crazy stuff. So they throw me in, bro. It's pretty wild. Like,
and what's the prison like?
It's just like Africans, a couple English, some Russians. It's just like a melting pot.
And what's the facility look like? Is it like an old school jail with bars and cells, or is it an open dormitory setting?
It's like an old school jail with pods with no roof on it.
No roof?
Like it's outdoor, and then you have like one, like you can pull it up. Like you can put some B-roll on this of it. Just look up Tenerife Dos.
Okay.
It's hard to explain, but it's just like an old school jail. Like,
but it has cover over it in the day. It's not just the sun beating down on you.
Sun.
But it rains into the cell?
It can if it's sideways rain. No, like your cell is covered, but the yard.
Oh, the yard's
so
outside.
It's like that. But like, dude, I mean, it was the rough parts. I'll tell you the rough parts, and I'll tell you the good parts.
Yeah.
The rough parts were, it's in the summer, it was like 110 degrees. I mean, we're literally off the coast of Morocco, and we're in Africa.
Yeah.
The water would be boiling hot where it would burn your skin off. So you'd have to put it in a bucket, let it cool down, and you'd have to shower like that.
Yeah.
In the winters, it would be cold, and you would have freezing cold water, and you would just have to like go through that. Bugs were everywhere. Like in the summers, you'd be so hot, just sweating, shirt off, and there would be ants just crawling all over you. The food was really bad. Like it was.
How much time did you get?
I got 3.5 years.
Oh, that's not bad on a 3 to 6.
Yeah.
Right, so you got 3.5 years of this.
Yeah.
Fucking, if it's hot here for a week, I'm pissed.
Yeah. So like there was a lot of fighting, but it was, I don't know, it wasn't like gangland like we have.
Yeah, I was going to say, compared to a U.S. prison, is it like real, like just a straight up fist fight, or are people like knifing each other?
No, there's knives, and it has more potential because there's like broomsticks. I mean, there's like a lot of things you can make weapons out of. They let you go to woodwork. They let you lift weights. There's a gym there. They let us do kickboxing classes. They had a wrestling program there.
What?
Those are the positive things. They let me start an MMA program.
Okay, hold it back to, just tell me the bad parts again. Like, I mean,
okay. So like the more things that I was worried about, so they threw us in the pod for 2 months, and then they said, okay, it's time for us to get tuberculosis tested. And what they do is they put a little shot in you, and it lumps up and it goes away. But if it doesn't go away, it blows up if you have tuberculosis. And we're seeing all these Africans, their arms are blowing up. So we're in the cells with people with tuberculosis for months.
Oh my God.
And then they start taking them out, and then there's a guy who has no eyebrows, no hair. He has HIV, he's getting ready to die, and he's a junkie, and he basically is threatening people he's going to stab them with one of his needles if they piss him off, or, so I had to keep one eye on him.
Yeah.
That's the last thing you would want.
And are you getting along with people? Is anyone trying you? Did you have to lump anyone?
I mean, yeah, I had to lump some people in the beginning, but eventually, bro, I just kept my head down because I wanted, if you fight all the time and you get in trouble, you don't get the privileges. If you keep your head down, then you get to train weights. Then you get to go to the kickboxing class. Then you get to go to wrestling. When
you say you had to lump a few people up, like give me an example of what would happen?
Like there would be a guy in the kitchen, and he would give me like a little piece of chicken, like the littlest piece. Yeah. And I'd be like, dude, give me a different one. And he'd be like, no. And then I'd wait for him to get off, and I would sock him up.
Good. And what would he do the next time? Would he give you the bigger chicken?
Yeah.
Why would he not give it to you? Just to try and piss you off? Like,
yeah,
what would be
because they would try to skimp so they could keep it for themselves, and they would sell it like black market, or they would just get to eat good.
So you beat the brakes off him, and then the next time you threw, he's like, "Oh, hey, however much chicken you want."
Yeah, we started slapping people. It was like crazy. You would think if you would slap someone, like
they'd come back and get you with their guys.
but they like I met this crazy Chicagoan guy who was there he would start riots there and stuff. Like, he was nuts. He was feared there. So right when I got there, I linked up with him. And
what was he in for?
Very violent crimes. I don't want to really say, but very violent stuff.
How much time was he doing?
He did 8 years in there.
Okay.
And he did 14 years in Chicago.
Okay.
So he was like a lifer. Okay. So he had it down, bro. He's collecting drug debts. Right when I got in there, he walked in there, beat some dude up, took his TV. Like, he was like, "Come with me." And so like I had him right away, and he was like a legend there. So we moved into the same cell. He ripped the sink up. He had freaking protein things that were full of wine. He had like a full winery under his sink. Yeah, bro.
And the guards were scared of him?
Yeah. Because he would go up to them and stuff. He'd be like, "You're going to do this, or I promise you this jail is going to be on CNN."
All right.
So like, I mean, yeah, so it was wild though, bro. Like, we got in a fight with this guy. This dude was literally, I was just talking the other day. This dude was 6'7", 420 pounds. Now, he was not all muscle, but this is the biggest man I've ever seen in my life from Venezuela. But there was a path where we were just collecting drug debts, playing poker for tuna, and like flipping out and beating people up, and then finally I was like, bro, like I gotta take a different path. I saw there was a wrestling program, and I walked up to the guy, and it usually takes 3 months a petition to get in there. I showed him my ears, cauliflower. He goes, "You're in, first day." And bro, I just fell back in love with wrestling. I told Blair, I was like, "Come on, bro, let's wrestle." And so he wrestled in high school. So he joined, and we just started crushing it. They brought in a professional team, and me and him beat this professional team. It's team wrestling in this like gi in a sand pit, gladiator pit, best out of 3 takedowns. And what you do is like a team wrestling sport. Like, you start with the littlest guys, and then he loses his best out of 3 takedowns. He's eliminated. The next guy comes in, and whoever has the last guy standing on the team wins.
Yeah.
And fell in love with wrestling again, man.
So it's like wrestling in gi. So is it like sambo?
It's like a Senegalese style wrestling.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Okay.
I have a picture of it. It's just takedowns. It's
okay. So you guys start dominating. Now you have some purpose. So you're like training. Are you lifting weights and running?
Lifting weights, running.
So you're just training full time.
So it's just like, finally, bro, like, and like I started going to church. It was like God started like calling me out of this lifestyle. It was like, started to like see clearly, and it was like, all right, I see this life and I see this life. It was the same thing I was telling you before, what I tell kids that are going down that bad path. And I'm like, dude, I'm sick of that path. I don't like these people. I don't fit in with these people. I want to go a different path now. And that's when I started training mind, body, and spirit every single day. And that was my goal. And I love the Lucha Canaria. And I told him, the president of the Federation of Lucha Canaria wrote the ward in a letter. We want to sign this American when he gets out. So keep him here. Piss them off like none other. The next week, this girl comes in, throws a bag in my face. "Pack your stuff. You're going." And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, you're gone." And she was just mad, bro, because I made it in the newspaper. And if you don't know, Spaniards are like super racist. They do not want an American coming in, like being good at their sport. It's their sport. Lucha Canaria, it's Canary Islands. And I was coming in, and me and Blair, we were dominating. And they didn't like that at all.
So they send you where?
So she put me Con Air, bro. We get in, I pack my stuff. You get one bag. They take your shoelaces off. We roll up to the airport. They don't have like an airplane that's specifically for...
And your buddy's going with you?
He went already a couple weeks before.
Okay.
they put you in this airplane, you roll up, bro. These guys all have ski masks on. It's like the most gangster. It's like they're FBI or they're like Navy SEAL style, like run their fingers through your mouth, like the hardest course to search. You're shackled like this. You walk on the plane, bro. Everyone has to keep their head down on the plane. You look up, they whack you in the back of the head, and they're standing up through the whole aisle.
Like the prison down in South America. Which one is it? Is it Argentina or Venezuela? Where do they have the hardcore like MS-13 gangs in the prison? ERCOT.
El Salvador.
El Salvador.
Yeah. Something,
is it like that?
It's something like that. Yeah. So we get there.
Where do they take you?
They take me to, I don't even know the place, but
where in Spain?
Well, they're taking me to Leon. It's called Leon. It's in the north of Spain, but it took a month to get there. This holding cell, we chilled here for a while, thrown in with Russians, thrown in with terrorists. You know, this plane was full of like rapists, drug cartel, serial murders, terrorists. Like it was like the high maximum security. And so finally we get to Leon, Spain. They have a boxing program. There was like this OG boxer. So I got in a fight the first week. Some dude, I forget what he did, bro. He took something of mine, so I blasted him, put isolation for 2 weeks. And man, I'm freaking out, bro. Like I'm just counting every crack in my room. I'm boxing with my bed. I'm trying to do yoga. And finally, bro, I just broke down. I was like, God, if you're real, like I need you right now. And they had a Bible in Spanish. And it was just in Spanish. And I didn't speak good Spanish. I was taking classes, but I opened it, bro, and I read it like it was my first language, bro. And the Holy Spirit just came on me and it was like a peace, bro. And I had a huge encounter with God at that moment, but still it wasn't enough to get me to fully be on track. I started boxing full time. You know, they would have like sparring matches and finally, bro, I did my 1.5 years. I signed this paper that I wouldn't come back to Spain or Europe, which I didn't know at the time, for 5 years. So they cut my sentence by a fourth.
Oh, okay.
And they put me on an airplane and they shipped me to New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get off the plane in New York, when you go through customs, are they like, oh, we've been looking for you?
So they take me in handcuffs to the airplane, put me in a holding cell at the airport, which I didn't even know they had, took the handcuffs off, let me go on the plane, handed my passport to the flight attendant. I'm free for the first time in 2.5 years, bro. I'm freaking out, like talking to people, talking to girls, acting all crazy. And finally we land the plane and the lady gives me my passport, and in my head I'm playing out all these scenarios. I'm like, should I run? No, 9/11. And I'm like, I'll get cooked trying to run through JFK. Finally, I'm just like, let's just see what happens. Scan my passport. Mr. Heinisch, how long you been out the country? I'm like, oh, a while. What's a while? 5 years. She said, yeah, come with me. Boom, they locked me up in their thing. Felony drug trafficking charges popped up, and then they held me. It took them a while to figure out. Then they put me in Jamaica Queens jailhouse for the weekend. That was disgusting.
Why? What
Pimps, crackheads, heroin addicts, puking, and I'm just sitting there. Luckily I had this leather jacket, bro. It's ice cold. It was like the biggest freeze in New York, bro. Middle of the winter, February. And I'm just like, dude, I'm yelling at the guard. What's up, bro? Like, am I gonna go? And he's like, you're a different situation. Shut up. And then finally, I see the judge. She says, you're going to Rikers Island.
Oh no.
The lawyer sits down. She goes, hey, you need to go to protect custody. She goes, this is not.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just did 2.5 years. I was like, throw me with the wolves, I'll lead the pack. That was my mindset. I had no idea what Rikers was.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to Punk City.
Yeah.
And so they start driving me to Rikers, and it's like, dude, this is really an island, bro. It was like it was like big walls, prison, and then you get there and it's just a zoo, alarms going off, people screaming.
Ridiculously dangerous.
Like you would just hear someone get dragged down the hallway. You'd stand, you'd have to put your nose against the wall while they get dragged past you. And I'm looking at the guard, I'm like, dude, what is this? And he's like, you must be one bad white boy. I'm like, why is that? And he's like, we don't see many of you around here. And I'm just like, damn. And I went to maximum security because I was a fugitive on the run.
Yeah.
And they throw me in there, dude. I get rushed right away. I get a Snicker bar under my pillow, all this stuff. I'm like, bro, get out of here. I don't want nothing. I don't want none of this. I don't want to be a part of this. I'm just passing through. And it was probably the toughest 3 weeks of my life. got into an altercation with one of the gangs. I don't want to say which one, but luckily I spoke Spanish. Thank God I spoke Spanish because I was...
The gang you got into altercation with was black or Hispanic?
I was cool with the Hispanic.
Okay.
Yeah, so luckily...
Because you spoke enough Spanish.
I spoke enough Spanish. I was like, bro, I can get you guys kilos. I know how to get it Spain. I was just telling them...
Was it like Latin Kings, MS-13 were the two big ones, right, for Spanish?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right,
so
go ahead.
So they were doing this thing where they would say, Heinisch, you got to go to court. I would go to court, you know... Pull down your pants, squat and cough, get in the van, drive to the courthouse, sit in a holding cell, nasty peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, 8 hours, no court, no lawyer, back to the jail.
Yep.
3 days in a row of this, bro. Finally, I was like, no, I'm not going. They came in with the taser, like, you're gonna go. So I went, I came back, and I was just pissed off, bro. And one of the gangs is like, yo, we want to use your phone. I said, nobody's using my phone today. Leave me alone. And he goes, what? He goes, all right, meet me in the back. And he saw me shadowboxing before, and he was like, you think you fight? And he's like, we fight for real on the street. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, bro. It's all good. It's all good. And he invited me in the back, and he pulls a shank on me, bro, and like gets all up in my face, bro. And I learned some tricks, especially from my boy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I don't want no problems, man. Totally like acted like a pussy.
Yeah.
He dropped his guard, bro, and I just blasted him. Boom. And he just falls down, and all his boys come running up, and I see him coming, and I'm like, dude, I'm screwed, bro. I rip my shirt off, I wrap it around my hand to grab knives.
Yeah.
And I thought he was gonna just fight me, bro. I'm like, dude, why is everyone having a nasty shank in here? And they come running up, and these 3 Latin dudes stand in front, and they break it up, bro. And they just like stop it. Finally, the guards come over. Everyone gets locked down. And one of the guys comes over. He goes, hey, man, we like you, but you ain't one of us, bro. Go to protective custody. These guys got a SOS on you. And I'm like, what's that? And they're like, stab on sight. And he goes, you got to go to protect custody. I call the guard over. The guard goes, F you, white boy.
Black
bro,
guy.
The guards come in. What up?
That's a black guard.
Yeah.
Okay. They're part of the gangs.
They're part of the gangs, bro.
Okay, yeah,
like it's crazy.
Rikers is a crazy place.
The craziest, bro. I'd see an opposite gang come in and get stomped out, and the guard's reading the newspaper, and like it's just like he's bleeding there, and he gets soccer kicked in the face when he's out. I'm just like, dude. Like, it's a bad place, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever seen the Khalif Broder documentary, that place needs to get shut down. Have you seen that?
I haven't
With Jay-Z?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That one's bad,
Dude,
bro.
Rikers is probably one of the worst prisons in the world. I think. Because like what you said, you could be as tough as you like, but when they tell you you're going to protective custody, most prisons you're like, nah, I'm not going to protective custody. There you're like, if you're white, you ain't staying here. Because like the Latin kid told you, like they're going to get you. And you're not Latin, so we're not helping you.
Yeah.
And there ain't enough white guys there to stick together.
No, there was none.
Right.
So
he tells you, get fucked, you're not going to protective custody.
Yeah.
Then what happens?
And so I'm like, it's going down tomorrow. Like, I just knew it was going down. So I stayed up all night praying. I was taking Suboxone with one of the boys in there. And you had
Suboxone?
Yeah.
Were you, that stuff will like jam you up bad if you're not a drug user. Did it get you crazy high?
It gets you high.
I know, but it's like I don't think it's a good high. I hated that.
Bro, I'm thinking I'm gonna get stabbed in the morning.
Yeah,
so
right.
I'm just
like trying to numb
I'm just
the pain.
numbing out, bro. I'm literally tearing up my cell, trying to figure out how these guys make knives.
Yeah.
Like trying to make something.
Okay.
And I'm like gonna stuff. I'm like tripping out, bro. I'm like almost like hallucinating. I'm staying up all night and like pushing I ripped all the sheets off, and I was like, I'm gonna make armor, and I was like, I'm gonna funnel them through here. And like I was just like getting ready to go down because I seen it happen, bro. I seen them open up guys' certain cells and just let them go in there. Okay. So like I knew this was gonna go down in the morning. And bro, I was just up praying to God. Like I was like, God, save me from the situation. Like I was hoping for a guard change so I could ask the new guard.
Yeah.
So I was like watching that the whole night. Like I didn't sleep. And it was like 5 a.m. Doors open at like 6:30. And my doors open and I jump up, bro. My cell, I probably looked like a crazy dude.
Did you have a cellmate?
No, you don't have cellmates in maximum security.
Okay.
And I jumped up, but I had my boy Fingers. They call him Fingers. He was missing a couple fingers, and I had his cell over there. So we were like talking and throwing notes, and he was throwing me some Suboxone.
Yeah.
And so these 2 big football player dudes come in, and I probably looked like my whole cell was turned upside down. Like I was like ready, and They're like, look at me weird. And they're like, Heinisch. And I'm like, yeah, who are you guys? And they're like, U.S. Marshal. And I was like, thank you, God. And they walked me out of there, bro. Walked me past all those guys. And those guys like, wherever you go, we gonna get you. They thought I was just moving to protect custody. And I was like, in my head, I was like, you ain't coming to Colorado. And
then, are you yelling back at them?
What? No, bro. I didn't say nothing. They asked if I wanted to go get my passport or if I had any items at the thing. But I knew there was like... you know, what are those people called? They're prisoners, but they help work. And I was just like,
orderly.
Yeah, I was like, no. I was like, I don't have nothing. Let's go. I just want out of there, bro. Like, dude, I never want to look at that place again.
All right, so then Marshals
and then we go in, U.S. Marshal, and then it's probably the hardest 11 days of my life after that. We get thrown in the back of a van. You're shackled like this.
Yeah.
They drive us to Pennsylvania, to Vermont, back to New York. 48 hours, we're back in New York. And they're only required to drop you off to sleep every 72 hours, so 3 days. And they're only required to let you go pee every 6 hours. And they have to go to a jail. And the heater was broken. So in the nights, we're shivering, bro, because all they had was like a t-shirt. They didn't give me my jacket because I didn't want to go pick it up. And bro, I'm just like shivering at night, bro. Like I couldn't sleep. It was just literally just huddled up with these dudes. And we would be like, bro, the heater's not working. You could see your breath. It's February in the East Coast. Shut up or we're not going to feed you. And they just fed us fast food, Burger King, McDonald's. Like that was it. And I was like, dude, I have to pee so bad, bro. And they bounced a Gatorade bottle off my head and they said, figure it out. And I had to like hit my knees and like piss all over myself while I'm shackled up. And I was just the unlucky one. Every 72 hours, they drop us off. 1 hour after they drop us off, Heinisch, you're on the next one. So I did this for 11 days, bro. I'm like hallucinating because I've been up so long eating fast food. Finally, bro, make it to Jefferson County, bro. Finally.
Where is that?
In Colorado.
Wait a minute, you took the bus all the way from New York to Colorado?
Van, and they went like this.
Yeah, okay.
Because every time they're dropping
people, they gave you like diesel therapy.
They what they're doing is when they cross borders and drop people off, they get paid more.
Got it.
So it was not a straight line. It took 11 days, and it was treated like an animal. Like it felt like an animal. It was nuts.
So you get where? Jefferson County.
Jefferson County, 2014. Stay there for like 2 days. My mom post bail. I was free for the first time, bro.
What, they let you out of jail even though you've been on the run for 5 years?
They didn't know I was on the run. Well, I shouldn't say not on the run. They didn't know what happened. But yeah, they let me out.
Okay, so where do you go from there?
I go straight to an MMA gym.
Oh, okay. So you're still like, so I'm going to be a UFC fighter.
So to them, it looked like I just went and just got a job somewhere and just stayed low key.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't know I fled the country and then got locked up. Like there's just not a lot of communication, which I thought there would be. I thought they would have it all locked in.
So you trained MMA thinking I'm going to go to the UFC.
So I get out. I'm like, okay, there's a few things I know. I need to find a church. I need to stop drinking. I cannot drink. Drinking is like the root of all evil.
But you haven't been drinking for 5 years.
Well, I was drinking prison hooch and stuff. But I just knew that every time I got kicked out of Canada, I just got deported from a country and a continent.
Yeah.
And I'm 25 years old. So I was like, the thing that always got me in trouble was drinking.
Okay.
And drugs, obviously. But drinking always led to the drugs. So I show up to this MMA gym. It's just crazy how everything worked out. I called a buddy. He's like, yeah, my buddy's training MMA. I used to wrestle with him. And I didn't have a license at the time. He's like, he drives by your dad's apartment, can pick you up and drop you off. Cool, thanks. So I start roofing with my dad. I start MMA. I go 4-0 as an amateur, 3 submissions, 1 knockout. Then my coach says, you're turning pro. And literally my boy helped pay for all my tickets and got my license back. The day the guy quit that I was going with, the day I got my license.
Oh, wow.
So it was like a God thing, bro. Yeah. And then I went 8-0 as a professional. And I finally made it to the fight. They said, you win this, you win the LFA belt, you're going to the UFC. If you lose, you're in the back of the line. Well, about 1.5 years before that, I tore my LCL before a fight. Went to the doctor. They prescribed me 40 Percocet.
Oh, no.
Instantly hooked. I probably broke 3 times drinking. And I went to church one time with this girl, and they were just talking about money. And I was like, I don't need church. And I became a full slave to Oxy, bro. Like I was sniffing it, I was smoking it, I was going to Mexico after fights, buying massive amounts and bringing it back. It was this vicious cycle. I would quit 3 weeks before a fight, get deathly ill for a week from the withdrawals. I'd feel better, make weight, fight, win, and then I would celebrate with more pills.
Oh, dude, I know the cycle all too well.
So it was like I went into this fight that I was supposed to win, and dude, it's just like when you're not living right outside the octagon, it shows, right? And I couldn't stop taking pills this time, so I was taking it up to the fight, and I was having weird skin issues. I was having weird, like, just weird stuff was happening. I was constipated. I had blood in my stool. Like it was just like a really dark place, bro. Lost that fight, got submitted. First loss, took it so hard. Luckily, a year before that, I met Nate Marquardt, and he started inviting me to
Nate the Great.
Yeah. And he started inviting me to Bible study. Started to go to church a little bit, and it started to like work in me. But I still, like, I would feel so good after that. But then I was a slave, bro. Like I would call the dealer and then be like, no. And then I'd be like, oh, I already talked to him. I gotta go. It was like I was like controlled. Like I had to get it, you know?
Yeah.
It was nuts. And so I lost this fight. I went on this camping trip with my buddy, bro. I just wanted to feel pain. I chopped wood to my hands bled. We hiked this summit. When we summited the peak, it hit like 60-mile-an-hour winds, and I kept walking to this cabin. My boy almost got like hypothermia. I just wanted to feel pain. Finally, we got back, and he's like, dude, let's just open this Bible study. And I was like, I don't want to, bro. And finally, we opened it, man, and it was just like, it basically said, you're not saved. It challenged our salvation. At first I felt offended, and then it hit me, man. Like I'm living a hypocrite, bro. I say I'm saved, but I have no power. There's no evidence of God in my life because I'm a slave to these drugs. And at that moment, bro, I surrendered, and like, the voices in my head said, kill yourself because you're born to be a drug addict, and this is all you're ever going to be, and you're already dying a slow death, so just kill yourself. Just take a bunch of drugs. And at that moment, I said, God, you take my life. And it was like a peace that came over me that I felt in that prison cell that one night. And the next week was a baptism call. I went to church, and the water looked clear to me, and I walked in, I came back out. I thought I was going to do this big cheer. I looked back, the water looked black, and I felt God was like, that's your addiction dead and your sin. And bro, I have never felt so like free and peaceful and like not controlled by anything. And at that moment, I was broke, living in my buddy's basement, not in the UFC, had nothing going for me. 1 year after that, just 1 year, I went on a 4-win streak, 3 knockouts, 1 submission, broke into the UFC, broke into the top 10, met my wife, married my wife, bought a house, and I was a tax-paying citizen for the first time in my life.
And so you went on a 4-fight win streak in the UFC?
I submitted a guy in LFA after that. Then they gave me the title shot. I knocked the guy out. Then they let me go on Contender Series. I knocked the guy out. And then I got my UFC debut. So actually, and I won that. It was a war decision. So 4 fight. It was actually a 5-fight win streak after that. But this was like in 1 year. I had fought 5 times.
So now you're a full-fledged in the UFC, in the top 10.
Yeah.
And what happens?
Well, I'm not in the top 10 yet, or let's see. It was about a year after that, year and a half after that. So I climbed the rankings quick. Right after I won the LFA belt, I was like, let me get in the UFC. You said if I won the LFA belt, oh, now we have this new show, Contender Series. All right, cool. I went on there, elbowed the guy, knocked him out. All right, let me get my fight. I want to fight in the UFC. I wanted to make UFC money.
Yeah.
And then everyone turned me down for the Colorado fight, and I just kept bugging the UFC like, yo, I want to fight.
All the other fighters, you mean, didn't want to take the fight?
They didn't want to fight in Elevation.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And then this guy dropped out in Argentina. I got the call on Thursday. I left on Friday. I was in Argentina on Saturday, fought the next Saturday. Really tough guy, Cesar Ferreira, broke his arm, beat him, close decision, and then I went to fight Tom Breeze in London. He pulled out of the fight on the day of. Then I got a short notice fight to fight Antonio Carlos Jr., who was ranked like number 11 in the world champ jiu-jitsu guy. Crazy fight with him. We got bumped to the co-main event in Rochester, fought him on 3 weeks notice. And now I'm top 10. And then...
so did you beat him?
Yeah.
but he's a jiu-jitsu black belt. Were you thinking like, all right, we're definitely going to the ground?
Oh, yeah.
And how was your jiu-jitsu? It must have been good.
I was like the anti-jiu-jitsu wrestling. That was like, I beat all the Brazilians with that because I would just survive until like I was a master scrambler. So I would just scramble.
There's something about wrestlers too that I remember telling my youngest son this. I was like, listen, when you're in with a wrestler or when you're watching a wrestler, like they're not tapping from a choke. Watch. Unless you have them in like the most severe rear naked choke, they're not going to tap from a guillotine. They're not going to tap from a darce. They're a different breed. Wrestlers, you can't, like, very rarely can you choke them.
Well, in the beginning, you can choke them easy. Because wrestling like this, but a wrestler who's black belt jiu-jitsu is nasty.
That's what I mean.
Yes.
I would always tell Dustin Poirier that because, he was famous for like jumping guillotines.
Yeah.
And what I would always say is, and it makes sense, right? If you and I are in the gym and we're training and I'm real good at guillotines and I jump one on you and you know it and you're like, well, it's training. I'm not going to get fucking passed out. I'm not going to go black out in the gym. Let's just tap, reset. That's what happens. But when you're in the cage and someone's like, if I tap, I'm going to lose this fight, I'd rather die. And they'll never tap. Mm-hmm. So unless and obviously you're so committed to that and it's like the point of no return. I'm squeezing with everything. And if I don't get this guy out, like I'm in trouble for the next few minutes. And that's why I think that those chokes in particular, unless it's like locked in and when it's locked in, so tight, you're better off just being like, okay, this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Like Khabib is never tapping from a choke.
Yeah, you have to put guys to sleep in the UFC, and you have to time it right. Like Poirier would jump a guillotine in the beginning of a round.
Yeah.
It's okay if there's 30 seconds left.
Yeah.
And you jump a guillotine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like you have to strategically. Like I threw up an armbar on Cesar Ferreira, who's another black belt world champion, Brazilian, and I bellied down and I went and it just went pop pop, and I let go. Bell rang and he still jumped on me and I was like, dude, I just snapped your arm. And he came out and fought 2 more rounds. And
that's what I mean.
And I should have twisted that thing and ripped cartilage. But like these guys, you have to break bones where they can't, like till it falls down limp. Or you have to put someone to sleep.
Especially like you said, if someone's a nasty wrestler and has jiu-jitsu skills and experience in the cage, very hard to submit.
Very hard to submit, bro. And it's just, they have such good positioning. So like my scrambles, you see I'm jumping Granby rolls, standing Granby rolls just on him over and over. And he was beating me. He I mean, I was just defending subs the whole first round. He took me down. And then there was a moment when he started to gas a little bit and I was scrambling. So I reversed him and just ground and pounded him. And then pieced him up the third round and I took the fight over. It was a fun fight because it was like the momentum changed halfway through the fight.
So now you're in the top 10. What happens from there?
So then I fight Derek Brunson. I lost a close decision. I start to have these health issues, man, because I think it was obviously swallowing kilos and the painkillers, and I'm getting these like folliculitis things on me, and then they turn into staph. I go to the doctor and it was giving me antibiotics, and I did like 5 rounds of like hardcore antibiotics in a year, and it was just all of a sudden my cardio is trash. I had blood in my stool. I went to the doctor, got a colonoscopy. They said it was ulcerative colitis. This is when I met my wife and married her. It was like our 3rd day. I was like, hey, she worked at a functional medicine clinic. She now owns her own practice, Hive Health. She's like, let's get your labs done, because I kind of told her what was going on. I was anemic in iron because I was losing so much blood. I had Hashimoto thyroid, ulcerative colitis. Like they basically were like, you have to change everything in your life. And I went through all these steps and I lost my next fight. Didn't.
To who?
Amova, or no, not Amovov, Omari Akhmedov, a Russian. Mm-hmm. And I left that gym. I went to Thailand. I wanted to train out there like it was a fresh start for me, trying to just like figure out what's going on. COVID hit, came back to Colorado, started training with my new coach, Coach Jake, went out, knocked out Gerald Mearshart. And then I fought Kelvin Gastelum after that, and lost a super close decision to wrestling. Took his back at the end, couldn't finish a choke. And then I moved down to Florida. And this was like crazy time. I was just jumping from Vegas to Florida. And then I came down to Florida, man, and I didn't feel the same. I had this weird like cardio issue. And I got dropped with a head kick after I fought Amov. No issues there. Even Amavov split me. I think he's going to be fighting for the belt soon. Split me with like 8 stitches. You know, no excuses. It was just the worst I've ever felt. Like I felt like I didn't belong in the octagon. Like my muscles would not work. And he split me with a jump knee, and it was my first TKO loss. It wasn't like I got knocked out, but I was just covering up. And I went back to sparring, got sat down with a head kick, bro. And these symptoms lasted for a year and a half. I mean, terrible, like confusion, slurred speech, light sensitivity, headache. I felt like I was a different person. Like it was like I was looking down at myself. Yeah. It was such a weird feeling. It was a dark time, bro. And I kept trying. It was this voice, man, you're being a pussy. Go to the gym. I would go to the gym. I would try to drill and not get hit in the head. I'll get hit in the head. Someone will fall into me, something stupid. Booked a fight with Sam Alvey. So sick of explaining myself over and over to people. And I booked a fight with Sam Alvey. And I was like, finally, bro, no offense to Sam Alvey, but this is the easiest fight I've ever had in the UFC. I was like, I'm going to highlight reel knock this dude out. And I had to pull out of that fight, bro. And that's when I was like, there was a point when I was driving to the gym in Florida and I thought I was in Colorado. Pulled over, had a full panic attack, called my wife. And that was when I was like, dude, I don't care about fighting anymore. I just want to feel normal. And I called the UFC and said, cut me. And they're like, what, Ian, you're still like top 15. Like, why? Like, you have another fight on your contract. And I'm like, dude, I'm messed up bad. I was like, cut me. I want to get on peptides and I don't want to deal with USADA and I don't want to get popped for something stupid and get my name tarnished. Yeah. And they freaked out. They were cool about it, but that's when I found crypto. Only thing I could do, like if we'd have a 15-minute conversation, I have to lay down and take deep breaths for 15 minutes because my brain would be so fatigued. Damn. And so I just started going on the computer and I found this coin that was sponsoring fighters. And I went on this Twitter space and told them my situation. And I was trying to get this stem cell procedure, which was like 30 grand in Tijuana, Mexico. Yeah. And I was like, I could afford it, but I'd be strapped and I don't have any money coming in. I can't fight. And they sent me Ethereum. And I was like, no way. I called Ed Clay and I was like, bro, do you take Ethereum? He's like, yeah. Boom, boom. Sent the crypto. I was like, crypto's the future, bro. I was like, I just moved money like that. Went down there, did a very experimental 50 million stem cells in my brainstem. And I kept trying to fight. I was praying to God there would be hope. It was a really hard thing, man. It was like, God, why, man? Like you said, we're going to go to the UFC. I was going to win the belt, proclaim your name to the world. And there's 9 people in front of me to get to that goal. And now you're redirecting me. And, but I had to realize that fighting wasn't my identity, you know? And, it was tough, bro. It was bitter. I was bitter for a little while, but.
I mean, a lot of people struggle with that, including like you saw recently with Dustin Poirier. It's a hard time transitioning away from like when all you've been is a fighter for your whole life. Yeah.
And luckily for him, he got to reach his goals, you know? Yeah. Guys I was beating in the gym, I'm seeing him win fights. So I couldn't even watch it anymore. Like I just stepped away from the whole thing. And luckily I found crypto, bro, and just went all in on that. And that's high risk, high reward. Met some really like high level guys that were mentors, B-Roots. My partner, we started the Crypto Kings and made more money than I ever made in my life. Paid off my house, you know, had some crazy come ups, some crazy losses. And to this day, you know, it's a blessing though, because now I'm still connected to about every 2 months, I'd try to jump in the gym and try to wrestle it. Because last year I found the missing piece of my stomach issues was detoxing my gut. Mm-hmm. Because I found out I had an overgrowth of candida. And I see a lot of guys that suffer with this. I went down the rabbit hole because I did this hand scan at this holistic place and said, your stomach is full of mold. And like, I was like, what? So I did this detox, bro. And I was like, I just went hard. I was like, no sugar, just meat and leafy greens. I was doing like oil of oregano, ozone, glutathione, NAD. Like I'm talking like I was throwing the book at it, Candex. It was like, I was getting like hot flashes. I felt like crap. I would feel good. I would feel like crap. And then I did a parasite detox and I did a heavy metal. I did the holistic way. Then I went to Thailand. I did a 5-day gut detox. I did colonics, saw more parasites. Then I did the like medical detox for parasites. And bro, like now I have to, if I eat too much sugar or don't get enough sleep, I have to like maintain that candida. If you have like white on the back of your tongue, it's an overgrowth of yeast. Mm-hmm. The symptoms are feeling drunk, kills your cardio, kills your fertility. It just makes you feel foggy. Mm-hmm. And those were the missing pieces of the symptoms. So I went way down this rabbit hole, man, and praise God, I became president of Bare Knuckle Ice Wars, a new fight promotion. We just were on ESPN last week, 15 million views. They posted on their Instagram.
How'd you get involved with the Bare Knuckle Ice Wars? That's the one where it's like you're in hockey gear and you're just fighting with those light helmets on?
Yeah, it's 3 1-minute rounds.
Like a hockey fight.
Hockey fights. No pucks, no sticks, just fights. The best part of hockey.
Yeah. That's funny.
In an ice box, a 900 square foot ice box.
Yeah.
So I, after fighting, man, like it sucks, bro. Like I can't even wrestle to this day live, bro. Wrestling's my first love.
Yeah.
Like I try every 2 months.
But all the detox stuff you didn't help with the wrestling and cardio.
It does, bro. But like if I wrestle or if I light spar, I get like a headache for 3 days. I get this this weird feeling.
And the stem cells didn't do anything?
The stem cells helped a lot, like a ton. Like
as long as you don't get hit in the head again.
Yeah. So it sucks, bro. Like I feel like if I give it more time, but like I just trust me, bro. If I felt back, I would go fight again.
Yeah. I was going to say, at the end of the day, you can't fight forever. So it's just like, unfortunately, it didn't end on your terms, but at least you've got a second career in doing your crypto stuff and being involved with the ice wars.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's incredible that I'm still connected to combat sports in a way. Because now I get to see it from the business side. I have a lot more respect for Dana White and Hunter and all those guys because it's tough, bro. That's why they laugh and they're like, "Go ahead, try to start it. Try to copy us. Go ahead," because it's so hard, bro. Yeah. Especially a new sport like ice wars. So we've been grinding through this, bro. Like paving the trail. And
what's the biggest challenge?
Oh man, dealing with people.
The fighters or the organizers?
Everything, bro. Dealing with fighters, dealing with vendors, dealing with arenas, dealing with all the people that you need to make a fight happen, and then remembering everything to get done and having the right team in place to make sure it gets done. That's probably the hardest thing. Like until you have those processes and procedures and those relationships, it's a tough go. And there's so many hidden surprises that you don't think of. But anyways, we got on ESPN Ocho. We didn't know they were going to post us, man. They posted us, and now we're working on some really big deals behind the scenes.
You get any former NHL guys reaching out?
Yeah. We got some former ones like Riley Cote.
He's good.
Yeah, Matt Barnaby. He's a commentator. He called out Avery.
Really?
Sean Avery.
I want to see that fight.
That's what I'm saying, bro. He offered 50 G's of his own money, and Sean Avery, silence.
He's an actor now.
Yeah.
He's actually doing real acting though. I saw he has recently got some big roles.
Yeah.
But he is a friggin' menace. He's the kind of guy you love to have on your team, but if he's not on your team, you absolutely hate him.
Yeah. So you know hockey.
Yeah, well, I had Chris Nyland on here. If you remember, Knuckles Nyland was like one of the toughest guys in the world. When I was growing up, I grew up in Boston. Yeah. Chris was a legend for the Canadians. He was from Boston, inner city Boston, like hardcore Boston accent. Yeah. Played at Northeastern, got a shot. I had him on here. And then when he stopped playing hockey, heroin, hardcore heroin, off the reservation. Now he's sober, thank God. But again, without hockey, didn't know what his identity and purpose was. Happens to a lot of athletes.
It does. We get a lot of Native Americans. They're tough, bro. Yeah, they're so tough. This is gonna be like, you know how boxing had like the Irish and then the Mexicans and then the blacks because they're kind of like the minority.
Yeah.
I think Native Americans they're gonna take over ice wars.
Really?
They're tough, bro.
Oh, of course.
Like if you can get them to focus, people. Yes, if you can get them to focus and stay clean, there's some Native Americans that can fight. So it's cool to see, bro, because it's like UFC 1. You're seeing different styles and different ethnic groups and different people, the Americans and. It's been a fun journey, man. It's been very challenging, very fun. So I've just been a very successful entrepreneur, man. I've been serving God faithfully. You know, I run a Bible study and I feel free, bro. And I'm at peace. Yeah. And that's the important thing because I realized fighting wasn't my identity. That was part of my story. Yep. And I'm grateful that it happened. And if I wish God would be like, hey, you're completely healed. Let's go back. Yeah. But unfortunately, that hasn't been my story right now. But man, I feel blessed. And I just feel like man, you can overcome, man. I remember before I was rock bottom in a foreign prison cell, I got out, I was 25, 26 years old. Everyone's like, you're too far gone. You're too old. You've done too many drugs. It's never going to happen. And I use those ADD tendencies. And what I tell people is, they're like a superpower, because I can rep more than you. I promise. If I get addicted to something, I will do it more than you.
Yeah, that's
because
for sure.
You have that like addictive personality. But those chains have been broken with the drugs, and man, I'm just grateful. The life I have right now is a blessing. The wife I have, the house, everything, man, compared to what I had, a decade ago.
We've had a lot of guys on here that have found their ways through sobriety, through faith.
Yeah.
A lot of former athletes, a lot of Super Bowl champions, and a lot of guys that struggled with identity, struggled with addiction. And there's a very definite common thread of people who found a strong calling through faith.
Yeah, absolutely, man. God can heal you.
So
100%.
how can people get in touch with you if they're interested in learning more about your Bible study and some of the other things you do in your crypto channel? Like, list it all.
Yeah. Ian Heinisch MMA on Instagram, on X, if you're looking for more crypto stuff. We got some fun things doing, man. We started a health and wellness entrepreneur fitness networking community in South Florida. We're running these UFC Navy SEAL style workouts. We already have 45 members, and man, it's so cool to brush shoulders with guys who are pulling 100 million a year, and even the smaller entrepreneurs that are just hungry, up and coming. I love that mindset. For me, that's my new arena, being an entrepreneur. But if you want to follow, definitely follow BK Ice Wars on Instagram, BK Ice Wars. .com if you want to check out our website. And stay tuned for that. September 5th is our next fight.
Where?
So it's in Edmonton, Canada.
When's the next US show? Do you have it scheduled yet?
Not yet. I think we're probably going to stick with Canada this year, and we're gonna do a big. We have arenas hitting us up. The Florida one we did at the Florida Panthers.
Yeah.
That was huge, bro. That put us on the map.
Yeah.
But
you see, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship is having an event at Fenway Park in Boston on, I think, like next week.
Yeah, BKFC's crushing it. We work alongside them. We're not with them anymore, but we're alongside them.
Yeah.
When we first started, we were like affiliated with them, but now we've made our own brand, but we help each other. We work alongside. Yeah, we collab. Exactly. So I have a website. You guys can check out other podcasts, but man, this has been a great podcast. Probably the most in depth I've gone. I mean, how long did we go?
A couple hours.
Yeah. Usually I give people, the quick hour, but yeah, it was good, man. You asked really good questions. So thanks for having me on. And man, if you're out there struggling, bro, seek the Lord, seek your purpose, and don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. And it's a grind, bro. You know the grind, but but there is light on the other side.
That's right, man. Well, I appreciate you coming here to Nashville. It's an honor. Special thanks to our presenting sponsor, Roca Eyewear. They've sent some glasses specifically for you.
Oh, cool.
There's a cool pair with
Let's go.
I think it's called like the ice frame on there. Check them out. I think that they're very appropriate for Bare Knuckle Ice Wars.
Oh, shoot.
With the icy frame.
Yeah, right?
You look like a gangster with those.
There we go.
You know that that'll be the first thing they're taking from you if you go to prison with those.
Let's go.
Well, Ian Heinisch, man, you're the man. Thanks for doing it. Thanks, you, Ken. To Roca, presenting sponsor. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please like and subscribe on all the channels. You know the drill. Love you guys. Thanks for being with us. Boom. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that conversation as much as I did. Please take a quick minute to subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening. This is a new show, so subscribing makes a huge difference. Please also take a minute to give it a review and leave a comment on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. You can also subscribe and leave a comment on YouTube. Again, this is really important for us, especially now since we're just getting started. Please also check out all of our sponsors. They make the show possible, and honestly, I love and use every single product we talk about on the show. You can learn more about me, this podcast, and also find links to purchase my upcoming memoir at theothersideofhard.com. My new book is called Everything You Want Is on the Other Side of Hard, and it comes out March 10th, available everywhere you buy books, Or again, go into theothersideofhard.com. There's multiple links there where you can find all the retailers carrying the book. Thanks a lot for being with us, and we'll see you next week.